Goodness. Greetings, and welcome to your Friday edition of Runescape Weekly. Magebit here. Joining me today will be Pyrnassius and Hana. Stand by as I bring them in here in a moment. Let me just pop over to Discord here and unmute myself. It's going to be a lovely session today. Welcome. I'm a little behind. Minor authentication issues that I had to sort out as the intro music was playing, but I got it all sorted out. I had to change my Twitch authentication behind the scenes, and I only got half of it sorted out. I had to do the browser stuff, but I got it. I had to change my password and all that stuff. Because, you know, change your password every 6 months. Wash your hands when you come out of the bathroom. It's just proper etiquette. Anyway, we got a great show for you today, this morning, whatever it may be for you. We're just going to pretty much get right into it, unless anyone has any denials. Strike me down. Cool. Right. I'm going to go ahead and find the music. That's probably something that I should have in front of me if I want to do a show, right? Yeah.
That would help.
That would help. Yeah, it's part of the creative process is the music. What are you saying? No, you're not updating right now, VLC. I don't have not a good time. We're live. I don't know if you were watching when they had to do Windows Update during their
Yes, it just kept beeping, and then they did it, and then it happened again, and that was funny.
Yeah, I don't want to go through that. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I think we are pretty much ready to kick it off. Then I got the music set up here. I will go ahead and end that, and we can let's kick it off with January 18th, RuneScape Weekly here. All right. I am prepared in 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for January 18th, 2019. I'm your host, Magebit, with over 17 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius and Hana. And on today's show, forum competition, Masterwork question, about that Stone Spirit buff, This rework exposed a weakness in skilling. Jagex responds to unofficial RuneScape apps. Twitch streamer gets 70,000 bitcoins donated. RuneScape Weekly enables cryptocurrency donations. Fraud is bad. What if you were the CEO of RuneScape? RuneScape ban appeal. Steam release. I can save RuneScape. Why no consoles, Jagex? And got scammed. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of RuneScape Weekly. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of RuneScape Weekly. Magebit here. Alright, so the Bitcoin article again. Every time I look at the $70,000 in Bitcoin, it just makes me sick. I said 70,000 Bitcoin. I can't say it properly anytime. He didn't get 70,000 Bitcoin. That would be even more ridiculous. He got $70,000 in Bitcoin. Just to correct that. Anyway, welcome to your Friday edition of RuneScape Weekly. And we did actually enable cryptocurrency. I didn't even know you could do that. So...
So he was probably watching you. You didn't have it enabled, so he went over to the other guy and gave.
Yeah,
that could have been your 70,000.
I know. That's the thing is, I didn't know that was a thing. So I was like, oh, that could have been me. Anyway, I highly doubt that could have been me. But anyway, in any news, you can now, if you are some sort of cryptocurrency mogul and you are holding out. Streamlabs did have that ability, and apparently I didn't know about it, so I enabled it. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to your Friday edition of RuneScape Weekly. Magebit here. Joining me, as always, is Pyrnassius. Welcome, Pyrnassius. How are you?
I am good. I just want to say to everyone, welcome to the cryptocurrency podcast. What we have going for you?
Yeah, and the political edition of the pre-show,
yes.
Politics Weekly.
Politics, cryptocurrency, toilet habits. What else do we get in there?
Oh, I don't. There was we went into something else at the end of the pre.
We did as well.
At the end of the pre-show, yes. Another band topic on the pre-show as well. I remember.
I don't know. IQ for dicks, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
The pre-show was just taboo heaven. So if you're into that, patreon.com/RuneScape.
It's a light taboo heaven.
Yeah, light taboo. Yeah,
not the serious stuff.
Yeah, that came off wrong, didn't it? Don't.
Yeah.
I'm not peddling any sort of like illegal.
Show taboo, not society taboo.
Patreon's not into like I don't want to get myself banned from Patreon or anything.
That's it.
Anyway, yeah. All I'm saying is, like, yeah, we stuff that we normally don't talk about on the show, but like stuff that's actually I thought might affect RuneScape, but Pyrnassius swears up and down will not affect RuneScape. So hey, check it out, patreon.com/RuneScape. Pledge $1. Maybe you can pledge more than $1 if you think it's worth more than $1, but maybe start your pledge at $1. Check it all out. It unlocks tons of pre-shows.
Pledge a Bitcoin.
You can pledge a Bitcoin. It's worth like 3,000. But, you can do whatever you'd like over at patreon.com/RuneScape. But anyway, Hana is also here joining us as well. It's been a little while, so it's really nice to have Hana on the show. How you doing? Welcome.
I'm doing good.
It's great to have you.
It has been a while. I've just been enjoying the Mine is Missing rework.
Yeah. You've had a chance to play around with it?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done, like, a ton. I haven't been like super hardcore into the game, but I've seen the base mechanics and made some armor.
Yeah, I haven't. You might have made more than me. I've mostly played around with mining because I've just deemed smithing to not be much of a money maker, which might be not completely true, but I'm just waiting for the prices to stabilize.
The Rune Plus 5s are selling for a bit at the moment. As people are sort of racing, but yeah, not as much as I thought they would have been. So,
because you get, do they keep the mechanic where you get better at making crap the longer?
Up to 99, yeah, up to 99.
You get better at making bars when you smith, like
But do you get better at making originally they said they were gonna have it be like
double bars and things? No,
or like helmet. Like if you made a Masterwork helmet, you would have to focus on those so you could make them more efficiently. I think they got rid of all that, right? Which
Yeah,
is kind
they
of
got rid
sad.
of all that stuff. Yeah.
They kind of got rid of. I mean, my biggest worry about this update was how it was going to. It still is how it's going to actually if it's going to actually have an effect and keep making money in a couple of months.
That's the thing, and that's my biggest disappointment right now is. And when I say my biggest disappointment, I just mean personally. Like, I don't think this is a failure of an update. I'm just like, I'm not going to be using it for my own personal gain as a skiller much because, like, I need to make money. And if I can't make money, I'm not going to touch it. And yeah, go ahead.
No, you finish.
So it's just going to become dead content for me. And, like, I'm just going to move on and I'm going to go right back to where I was. So, it just becomes right back on the pile of stuff I'm not going to touch as a skiller. So what use is it to me?
I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. I think it's put a lot of it's brought smithing up too. You know,
it's great. It feels great.
It is a fantastic skill. I never expected to be making much money on the Masterwork armor simply because you have to break down those those PVM drops. So it's going to be dictated by the PVM still. So if they're seeing us making money on that, they're just going to put the prices up on their items to be able to make that. As I said, the Elder Rune +5s and such are making fairly decent money from what they're talking about down here. Between 5 and 6 mil an hour. I'm making a set of Masterwork for myself, but I never ever expected to be making money on Masterwork. I just didn't think that the way it was done would ever, unfortunately, would ever really. Be viable.
My hope was that because of the time investment in creating it, that people would want to leave it to skillers to create. But I was as reading the design documents and seeing it develop, I was coming to the conclusion that was not going to be the case.
Yeah. What'll be interesting is when ED3 comes out, if that is sort of melee based. Then we may see a bit of a spike in the armor.
Go ahead, Hanna.
Well, I don't know. I mean, so the armor, now it has 2 perks right now or something, right? Like, it has the damage over time thing, and then I don't even understand it. And then the trimmed Masterwork version is the one that doesn't degrade if you're doing Slayer.
No, it's broken. It does degrade. They can't fix it.
It barely degrades though, right?
Yes, yeah. I think the first 2 or 3 hits will degrade it. So I don't think it's a big issue, but people are screaming about it.
Well, so. With those 2 set effects like that, I think that the Slayer set effect is really cool, but I think it's also a mistake because it lessens the cost of upkeep on that armor, which means it there's not enough sinks for the amount of mining that's going to come into the game. Like, that's the problem that we have, and that's the problem that I still don't think they figured out, which is you need a way to just make it so that most of the ore coming into the game is not being kept, or being turned into permanent items, which is they've done some of that, but then once you have a Masterwork set and it's trimmed, then you're done, and upkeep cost is actually relatively cheap because of the perks that they added to it. So I think that's I don't know where the solution to that is, but that's really what they need to
Well, the custom fit, it's not supposed to degrade on Slayer tasks, Reaper tasks, or the Elite dungeons. Off task, it'll only consume 50%. So, but that's not a sellable one. To recharge them, though, you need a complete set of Masterwork plate plus the trims to fix them. So, but that's where the money comes in. The Masterwork trims obviously are from PVM drops.
And of course, that's where the money is.
Exactly.
And that's always where the money is.
Yep. So to give you an idea, a Masterwork trim, I think the Malevolent Essence costs about 18 mil, and I think you get 3 when you break down plate legs or something like that, which is about what it costs you to use on that Malevolent Energy. Presulic Essence, which comes from the next drops, that's 20 mil. And when you're breaking that down, a set of 12 plate legs cost. Here it is. Here, 12 plate legs cost around 30 mil, and the essence, when you break it down, you get 10 mil for the essence. So unfortunately, the money's there still for PVMers, not for the smithers.
Yep, and that's how it always ends up. And as long as as long as Mod Ramen and his cronies remain in control of this regime, it's gonna stay the same. Thank you for the 25 bits. Oh my god, I'm still on the. We're not gonna get any alerts if I remain on the.
I think we're pitching it a bit. I don't know. Like, I think it's dangerous to say mining and smithing doesn't make any money right now. Like, especially if Pern is right and there's a way you can make 5-6 mil in smithing right now, that's actually pretty damn good.
No, we're just talking about the Masterwork. Yeah, the Masterwork, your top tier item where you're getting no XP because it's supposed to make you money, is the one that's not making you money.
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry, I'm a terrible host. I totally didn't see the chat. Greetings, Left Waffles.
Well, I just think... I just think it's too early to say where any of that stuff ends up or diss it too much, but I do think it's a little bit... I don't know, it's strange. I'm wondering why they decided... I'm guessing it was too complicated to implement that mechanic they originally were going to, where the more you made a certain item, the more efficient it was to make it. Which is kind of sad that they decided to move away from that, because that could have had some effect, because then you would have had to like specialize in what kind of armor you were going to make, which would have been interesting.
And what was also when we first started the alloys, you were able to occasionally get double bars in alloys, and they hotfixed that on Monday and took that away from you. So your normal bars you can do, but once you convert it to alloys, you can no longer get double alloys.
Hey, Blacom. Hey, Secret.
Now that's where I think the more masterwork you make, I think they should then start increasing the chance of getting those double bars and such, and that's where then money may start coming into it for you. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
It's possible that the glorious bars and the alloy bars. Yeah, okay, then it's possible that the alloy. You know what? I quit. You're the host, Pern.
The alloy bars and the glorious bars. Yes,
it's possible that there might be some money making potential there, but I don't know. I mean, there's always Go ahead.
The big thing you fight against too is merching and manipulation of the economy. Like I don't know how, there is someone who is messing with prices of the minus 15 stuff, right? And I don't know how you can avoid them putting all the value, because like in some ways merchers are going to set the value of what makes money in minus smithing on some levels. So like if a mercher wants to make like Nex armor where all the money is, like they can set that, and it's probably easier to control, like because there's so much ore coming into the game, right? Whereas Nex armor comes in way less, costs way more. Therefore, if you're looking at an angle of the market to merch/control, you're obviously going to choose that one, which is probably what has happened. Like I imagine that currently Nex armor is merged to all hell, and it's inflated to all hell and not actually inflated because there's actually enough demand for it. But the
friendly reminder. This is Hannah's
fake inflation that happens. What?
Friendly reminder, this is your check-in. This is the beginning of the show, not a mining and smithing discussion.
Fair enough.
just letting you know. Because we have a mining smithing discussion. Well, we can have a mining and smithing discussion if you'd like to. But I do have PSAs and like a lot of... I know you haven't been on the show in a while, that's why... I'd love to talk. I want to get all your opinions on it, but
yeah, I get you.
If you want to have an open discussion on the mining and smithing, we can open with it in the beginning in the show, because I have a bunch of we have Masterwork and Stone Spirit stuff at the opening of the show to talk about. I am kind of like on the fence or tentative about some things in mining and smithing, and on the flip side, I love it. So, like, I think you were mentioning, Hannah, wood cutting, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, I really want to see wood cutting done next. Wood cutting and fletching, or fishing and fishing and cooking.
Fishing and cooking?
Yes. Would be another pair.
The tongue will start working soon.
No, it will never start working again. That's the problem. That's the problem. It will never start working again. I need to like go to a speech therapist.
Well, I think the one thing is they're probably going to learn a lot from this. So whatever skill they do next might have a better chance of maintaining profitability. But we'll
Perhaps if maybe
fall.
if fishing and cooking become the new like profitable skills in the game, then it's just proof that RuneScape is my game for the rest of my life.
And farming,
and then wood cutting and fletching become like the next even better, and then farming is just and they take ranching as the elite skill. And
one thing I'd love to see on in the mining thing, when you make the rune pickaxe, I still think we should have to fletch a handle for it.
Yeah, I agree. That's wood.
I would have loved to have seen that I would have loved to have seen that being brought in with this.
I don't disagree with that.
Giving Elder Logs a use, Pern? I don't know.
Yeah, how dare you?
Bad idea.
How dare you? All right. What the hell have I been doing? I haven't had a lot of chance to play RuneScape this week. I've been doing a lot of back-end work on the website. On the websites at this point. I'm working on getting a mailing list started. I want to basically create a digest where each week everything that the show does kind of gets condensed down into a weekly mailing list. But on top of just the stuff that the show does, it'll be more than just what the show does. It will also be kind of like a highlights from stuff that I've found, and maybe other people have found, if other people want to get in on this after a while, if it's successful and people sign up and this actually gets traction, maybe we can get a collection of writers who actually also find topics from the the community. And basically, I'd like it to be kind of like a magazine of interesting articles from like Reddit and the greater RuneScape community, like old school RuneScape and the forums, but a collection so people who don't have time to go to those places could be like, oh, here's an email directly in my inbox, so I can be like, oh, here's the week's best topics, and I don't have to go and look for them. They're just in my inbox. That's what I would like to create. So I'm working on that. That's been one project I've been working on this week. I'm also working on a big essay for mining and smithing, kind of like my personal thoughts and feelings, as well as kind of how its road went, kind of its roadmap from start to finish, where it planned out from how it kind of ended up from its initial inception back at its first RuneFest to its polling from where they tried to stunt it to where it finally got its just finishing. So I was working on that, but I kind of got sidetracked, and I'm about 1.5 pages in. So I'm going to try to wrap that up this weekend, and I want to publish that on the website. That's what RuneScape Today is hopefully turning into, is going to be that kind of weekly publication thing / newsletter that will also be available to be sent to your inbox. So that's a thing. It will also have other available blogs and stuff on the website as well. So that's going to turn into like a kind of a creative blog website. I'm trying to create like a little mini RuneScape kind of community thing. And then I'm also working on Magebit.me, which is I'm pumping out 2 poems a week, Monday and Thursday over there. So if you're into poetry, you want to check that out, you can do so. The poetry is at the $5 tier, so that's kind of pricey, but it's pretty deep shit. So, 200 IQ stuff. So if you want to support my work, Magebit messed with the lidocaine just right into the muscle. No, it's just we'll talk about my tongue issues later. So I'm working on a lot of.
That's what she said.
I'm working on a lot of personal stuff, a lot of personal projects. And that's why I haven't been in game as much. I've kind of made this kind of personal promise to myself, whereas I have to work on a bunch of creative projects before I play RuneScape. So I'm really only playing RuneScape like in the evening and on Fridays because I'm doing the show. If I'm doing the show, I can play the podcast. I can play RuneScape because I'm doing the podcast, and that's like
you can play the podcast while you're doing the.
Well, I'm doing the show. Exactly.
Doing the game.
Yeah, while I'm playing the show, I can do the pod. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But when you're doing a creative thing like writing or concept design or something like that, you can play RuneScape, but you'll often find yourself lobbying, and that's fine. But you'll be really inefficient. So sometimes it's better to just not play at all, because disrupting the creative flow often is worse for you than playing at all. So I just find, I find that just logging out and just not playing until I'm done is just better. So that's what I've been doing instead, and I've been finding that is just better. And you're gonna find that there's more RuneScape content coming from me that way, and it's gonna be better for everybody. Sorry, I need lots of water to function these days. So that's what's been going on with me. Mainly only been able to play in the evenings, but it's been mainly to endeavor in creative projects. So if you want to sign up for the mailing list, you can do so at runeweek.com. If you scroll down the page a little, a mailing box will pop up. You can enter your email, and it will sign you up for the email list, and you'll be able to automatically get that to your inbox. There will be no spam, because it's just literally me attached to, like, it's just a direct line to me. And that's it. So that's it.
I want to have access to spam on them? Jeez.
So that's that. And I can now jump into the actual PSAs, which are just more spam, I guess. There's a link to Skillshare if you want. You can get 2 months in there if you want. That's basically, where I'm learning all this shit. Speaking of, I got 2 more creative projects that I'm starting next week through Skillshare. So if you want to join me, you can do so. There's a link in the show notes that you can find at our wiki. The wiki, these show notes will be up on our wiki after the show is done. RuneScape Weekly, not wiki, RuneScapeWeekly.com. I've realized how confusing I've made that now. RuneScape Weekly. I know. Great.
After almost 10 years, the name bites you in the ass.
I know. Fuck, I know, right? RuneScapeWeekly.com is our wiki, and you can go there to get the show notes once I've posted them, and there will be a link there. If you want to join me in the Becoming More Productive workshop, you can. There's also a creative writing workshop, but I didn't post that one because I figured it wouldn't appeal to many people. If you're interested in the creative writing workshop, though, let me know and I can link you to that one. But I'm starting both of those next week, so that's 2 more projects. And all Skillshare projects are also posted to my magebit.me Patreon account. So if you're interested in seeing those, you can. Those are all at the $1 tier. So like all of those projects are easier to kind of see. You also get to see access to my personal journals and stuff at the $1 tier. So if you're just nosy about my life, want to see pictures of me and my family and shit. Anyway. Dagon2293 in chat wants you to say that 3 times fast. I just want to say okay.
He had tried enough trouble saying it once.
All right, hang on. All right, let me take a sip of water here. I am an amateur voice actor, so I should be able to do that. But let me inject myself with some fluticasone as well. All right. RuneScape Weekly. How's that?
No. RuneScape Weekly is our wiki.
Oh, RuneScape Weekly is our wiki. 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 That is hard.
Yeah, it is. I think you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, that's on it. Anyway, those are our pre-show announcements. And
how do I become a chat commander on Discord?
Oh yeah, you could become a chat commander on our Discord. All you have to do is type the word donate. into our Discord if you want to. You could also you can become you get the most annoying feature in the world. I've disabled it for everyone, including all of our administrators. The text to chat feature, which allows you to basically make noise, turn all your text into voice. I hate that so much. Only chat commanders can do that. And you can do that for $5 a month and annoy everyone in my Discord. Anyway, that's about it. Pay to win. Yeah, pay to annoy.
Just one last on the PSA. We were speaking last week about the quickest way to get into the empty throne room. And,
yes.
There is the teleport on the Master Quest cape. So I had mine keepsake, so I went and bought another one. It is a little bit quicker, but it still takes you to the top of the empty throne room, just inside the doors there. So your zipline idea to get down there, I think, is still relevant. We still probably need it to get down to the bottom.
Ninja fix. I think it's not a bad. I think it's not a bad.
So hard to walk in RuneScape, you know.
I know. Pern, the master bulwark of removing all lodestones. But it's.
I actually want.
Yes.
I really just want an MMO where there's actually no walking. I just go to the thing I want to do, and I stand there stationary, and I do it, and then I just go
click
to the
on a little
thing.
square, and it takes you there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All I want.
I can make that for you.
I mean, I don't mind the walk myself, but yeah, I mean it's, and I mean the thing is, if you load up your Seren necklace with some porters, I mean you're down there for hours anyway.
Or if you use your artifact that gives you like free, the Premier Club artifact, it's like free porters for an hour or whatever.
Oh, does it?
Nah, well, it's 50% of the time, I think. Yeah, does that actually work down there? Does it work on? I only thought that worked on. Why did I only think that worked on monsters? Hannah, you might be a genius.
No, I am. It definitely works. I know it does.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Thank you for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
You just added value to the premiere show. Blake Munchani was fishing for ninja fixes on Twitter this week to give one to the team. That's
well, tell him.
Yeah, there you go.
Tell him to just have a switch on for all the porters on that necklace. We should be able to turn them on or off. Because if I want to do a farm run, I don't want to use my
people have been wanting
in the middle of mining. Yeah,
people have been wanting that fix on the Grace for a while now.
I'm thinking of making a second one, but I don't want to just in case they, I'll do it and then next week I'll bring out a fix on it.
You can always sell the second one.
That's true.
I couldn't even buy a second alchemical onyx because of like the price fluctuations. Everyone wanted the stupid gem. The price went up so much.
Yeah, I was using just before the mining smithing update. I was using gem crushing or whatever it is, the scrimshaw you make at the Seren stones, and I actually picked up 2 onyxes out of those. So,
oh, nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not complaining.
I wouldn't either. So I can move into our first topic here and read the birthday competitions, or would you like to read the patch notes that you wanted to highlight from the patch notes first, or do you want me to read the birthday competitions first?
I'll do that first, then we'll go into the patch notes.
Very well. Yeah. All right, so over the course of January, we'll be giving away lots of very special prizes to celebrate our adventurous 18 years with you all. Here's what to expect. From the forums, celebrate 18 years of Gillenorian adventures by winning a very special trip to jagex offices. Discover where Gillenor was born and how to make it better every day. Meet the J-Mods and live a truly unique moment you'll never forget. Ends January 31st. On Twitter, share our competition, tweet for a chance to win our freshly released RuneScape official soundtrack classics and our orchestral soundtrack on CD and vinyl. Ends January 20th. That's pretty soon, so get on that if you want. Discord, post your stories and screenshots, achievements, fails, funny moments, gorgeous screenshots on the hashtag 8th birthday competition channel for a chance to win signed goodies. Ends the 27th. And last but not least, throughout January, we'd love you to share your favorite RuneScape screenshots with the hashtag RuneScape 18 years hashtag on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, or competitions@jagex.com for a chance to win with a unique hand-printed 3D figurine of Hands. First ever NPC to see the light of day in RuneScape. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know he was the very first NPC to see the light of day. That's awesome. So that ends January 31st.
Yeah. And just moving on with the patch notes this week, there was a whole ton of them. So if you want to hear them all, runescapeweekly.com for the podcast there. You can get the entire 20 minutes that it took me to read out this week. But I just wanted to point out a few of them. And one of the contentious ones, the sooty level maximum achievement, can no longer be achieved while using a Dwarven Ram Hammer. And they didn't roll this back for everyone else who had actually already done it too. So it's made it a lot harder to unlock that achievement by not being able to use that Dwarven Ram Hammer. So those who did it in the first week, that's an achievement. I think it's worth 30 points. It's called it's a maximum hit on a stone. I'm just going to open it up quickly and deal at least 2,475 damage to a rock in a single swing. Includes crit hits and rock opportunities. Now you could use the Dwarven Ram Hammer, which was making it really easy to do. Now apparently it's a really hard one to do without that. So, and they didn't roll everyone back on that. So yeah, there was a bit of contention on that one. The modified blacksmith's helmet will no longer allow players to make extra bars while smelting Masterwork alloy bars. Now, again, for those of you who did it in the first week, well done. You were getting 5% more alloy bars. But that is being cut off. All tiers of the Quarry Master aura have been doubled in their percentage of a critical hit while mining. And it was funny to hear, I think they said 260 million points, loyalty points, were spent on the Masterwork, on the Quarry Master, auras the first week.
Figures.
Everyone buying that Quarry Master. Players who custom fitted their trimmed Masterwork sets before augmenting them can now go and repair them at an anvil if they're 100% charge, and they can then augment them using the invention table. So for those of you who equipped it and then couldn't augment it, you can now repair it if they are at 100% charge and or be able to augment them. An error that was allowing Masterwork to be repairable at an anvil was causing issues. It's now been resolved and can no longer be repaired at an anvil. You have to repair it using Bob at Lumbridge or at the armor repair stand in your player-owned house. Player-owned farms can no longer be attained by Ironman accounts by popping Falador Party room balloons. And finally, probably the update of the week, I think this one is, you are no longer required to have a Wicked Hood in your inventory to redeem your Wicked Hood teleport tokens. So
that's amazing.
You can put that whole Wicked outfit now back into your player-owned house and not have to worry about pulling out the hood each time.
You can just redeem tokens in your inventory without having the hood in your inventory now?
Yep, as long as you own the hood, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yep.
That makes runecrafting run so much better when you're doing Wicked Hood runs. Yes.
Yeah. And that's basically the main ones I sort of pulled out of this week, but there was a ton of them. So head over there and have a look if you're interested. Listen or have a listen to the podcast.
Indeed. Would you do me a favor and read the next one while I upload these show notes to the RuneScape Weekly?
I can do that. And why is that? Oh, sorry. The RS 18th Forum Competition by Mod Meadows. Hang on. Why am I... Sorry, you've just got the competition there. We want this one. The Masterwork Question. This is by... You don't want
to read out the competition? It's really...
Oh, you want me to actually read out the competition?
It's a long competition.
There's a lot. Oh, okay. I thought it was just... a longer version of what we read before.
Well, there's. Okay, I'll read that up. Well, hang on. Well, let me explain then. So the 18th birthday competition is broken down into many different categories, right?
Yep.
But the forum competition specifically is a trip to jagex headquarters
Oh, okay. So
and
we want to.
it's like it's like the
Oh, wow.
it's the grand prize, and
That
there's
is good. Yeah, okay.
and like you get like a lot of cool shit with it, and you have to do a lot of stuff to get it. So I figured like we might want like there's a whole frequently asked questions section on how to like do it. Like if you scroll down, I figured we might want to explain.
Yeah, we'll go through all that. Yeah, no, that's okay. I'll start reading that. So it's by Mod Meadows. What can I win? A celebration of the 18 years of RuneScape wouldn't be complete if we couldn't give you a very special backstage look at how Gillinor was born and how we make it better every day. So with that in mind, for this ultimate competition, we have decided to unroll the red carpet and invite you and one guest to our offices for a very special day. Here's what the prize includes. Plane and train tickets to come to the jagex office, hotel accommodation, food for the period you're here, and special activities. How do you enter? We want to give you all the possibility to join the fun, but we also want to give each and every one of you the opportunity to get rewarded for your dedication. This is why we have come up with a special set of rules. Here's how to enter. Go in-game, shout, "Happy birthday, RuneScape," in the spot you find to be the most iconic of your journey and take a screenshot of it. Come back here, post a reply with your screenshot, and that's it. You've got one entry. Simple as that. Wait, what? You want even more chances to win? All right, let's spice things up. Bonus entries. So for all of the following actions, you will receive a corresponding number of bonus entries on top of your initial entry.
For each bond you buy.
You can complete all of them. If you complete several, just edit your first entry post. One bonus entry. Share the screen on Twitter with the hashtag RuneScape18years. If your account name is different than your forum name, add your forum name in the text of the post. Next bonus entry, or another bonus entry, you will get share the screen on Instagram with the hashtag 18years. Again, if your name is different, put that in the text of the post. And one bonus entry for gain a level in mining or smithing. Take a screenshot when you pass the level and post the screen here. If you're maxed, post a screen of the skills tab. One bonus entry for gaining a 50+ level in any skill. Take a screen while you pass the level and post the screen here. If you're maxed, again, post a screen of the skills tab. You will get 3 bonus entries. Play 10 minutes every day until January 31st. Post a reply in this thread to let us know you did. You'll get 5 bonus entries by playing 30 minutes every day until January 31st. Again, post a reply in this thread to let us know you did it. And you will get 10 bonus entries by playing an hour every day until January 31st. Again, post a reply in the thread to let them know. You will get 10 bonus entries by being a Premier Club member. And they can all only be done once.
So Flare Fox is going to win this with all of his alts, right?
He's going to be there. It's gonna be Flare Fox, and he's going to have, like, just crash dummies next to him. Because it's just going to be literally his alts with him.
If you want more prizes, follow us on all social medias, and you might already know that we've unleashed a motherload of prizes to win throughout the month in the celebration of 18 years. Reddit, share your fondest RuneScape memories for a chance to win the fine art print. On Twitter, follow and retweet for your chance to win the music. They're the ones we just read out before. Yeah,
so you can.
Yeah. Onto the frequently asked questions. What is the competition and how can I enter? Our competition is live and available to enter right now. RS 18 years birthday, win a special trip for 2 to jagex office. To enter, you'll need to realize the required action in-game. In this case, shout the happy birthday RuneScape. Then you need to go back into the forum thread announcing the competition and post your screenshot, and that is the way you enter. That's it. You can only enter once per person for this competition, excluding the additional entries that we read out before. Any attempts to enter additional times may result in your expulsion from the competition. So maybe if they know all Flare Fox's all these different accounts, he's gonna make it.
It's pretty easy to know Flare Fox's different accounts.
Exactly.
Blackwing, me and Blackwing have one thing in common. We both just sit in front of the computer and just stare at RuneScape.com and Reddit/rRunescape because he is the first person on every friggin' post. I mean, at least I don't do that, but like, come on, man. Anyway,
now
continue.
there is a if you're struggling to upload your images to the forums, the player Werewolf has posted a really handy detailed guide on how to do it, and we will put that into the show notes for you.
Are they releasing the honor system? Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I had a look at it. There's all little pictures and things on it to do. So we'll post that in the show notes for you. How can I get additional entries? You can gain additional entries by completing a number of actions, as we detailed just before. Deadline for these entries is 23:59 British Standard Time on Thursday, January 31st, 2019.
I feel like jagex always gets a lot of crap for never sending out the stuff for their competitions or taking forever to do it. And I feel like it's because the people who create the competitions aren't the people who actually have to sort through them and figure it out. Because, yeah, like, so someone's going to have to manually figure out who wins this. And, like, not just that, they're going to have to go through each person who submitted screenshots and then probably, like, double-check it with their account history to make sure they're not fake. And then double-check their IP address to make sure they're not multi-boxing to put in multiple entries. And it's like, if you just made an entry form on your website, you could make a lot more of this automated, jagex.
Yeah.
Like, do you hate your interns, I guess? Do you have an intern that you really hate there?
Well, they got, if they can handle doing all this, maybe that's an intern who we might for a job too.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's why they're maybe that's what they're paying keywords for. You know, that's why that's why they outsourced this all to keywords. So
this is true.
That's
so the prizes we read out before, where it's the plane and train tickets, the hotel accommodation, the meals. And there's special activities for the second day in Cambridge, accompanied by a member of staff at jagex. So you get to go and have a beer with Mod Mark, or go baby shopping with Mod Osborne.
It's actually just going to
kill for that too.
It'll be the intern, exactly.
I would
or sit there and do a happy birthday. Will you stop giving me these things? Sorry. This stupid bloody dwarf keeps giving me the sword design things. I don't want it.
That's all right. I would like if I got to go to jagex HQ on one of these competitions. Like it would be like I've been to Disney World, so to say like it would be like me going to Disney World is not even true, because I've been to Disney World, and it would be better. I would, because like I would cry. I would literally cry at jagex, and I would be embarrassed because I would be around a bunch of grown ass adult men who go there every day to work and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this man?"
Part of me feels like I wouldn't. I don't know. Like, I think meeting the people would be awesome, but I don't really see what would be cool about like.
You haven't
seen The Office.
I have played this game since I was 12 years old. This is my childhood. Like, I grew up on this. It has saved me from like death numerous times. Like, this game is my. It has so much to me. Like, I hate on it like constantly, and we shit on it a lot, but almost 18 years of my life have been put into this game, and to actually go to that studio and see it, you know, I joke about it, but like to actually be there and see it, I think would probably move me to tears, and I would be embarrassed by it, and I'd get over it, like, and I'd have a great time, but I think the initial sight of it would definitely make me emotional, and I would be like, wow. This is silly. Yeah. I feel like I was going to say,
it wouldn't reduce me to tears, but the wow factor for me as well. Yeah. Because as you said, I mean, it has.
There's a pun there. The wow factor to me, like the World of Warcraft factor. I know you didn't mean that, but
no, I didn't mean that. But no, for me, at a very tough time in my life, this game has been here and just given me that escape and just helped me keep my head together a lot of the times. So, you know, just to be able to go out there and, you know, just let them know that, you know, thank you, that the hard work that you do is really appreciated, because they do get a lot of hate out there, but just, you know, just to be able to say thank you to them, because, you know, this game, and I know I'm not the only one out there. I have spoken to a few people who have, you know, in the same situation, you know, going through depression, going through tough times, where the escape in this game has just really, really helped them. So, that would be awesome. Anyway,
I agree with with both. I mean, the game obviously means the world to me as well. It's just I was just saying I don't know if me personally like
everyone's different. Yeah.
Obviously, like talking to anybody or to jagex, I would be awestruck. Even the shitty intern. But
wow, that's not nice. But I get you. I know what you mean. Position-wise,
we were making jokes about the intern. That's why I said the shitty intern.
I know what you mean.
It was continuing in a joke, but
I know. I would take
know,
a shitty intern position at jagex. Good.
I just don't know if like. I just wonder like if seeing the office building would do anything. Maybe it would. Maybe it's cooler to tour than what I think it is. But I just worried it'd just be like.
No, it's probably lame as fuck. But I don't care.
Exactly. That's why. That's all I was thinking. But yeah.
Have you seen pictures of it though? It's actually pretty fucking cool. Like some of it
looks
is
cool. Yeah.
I mean, there's probably really boring like white, like white cardboard ceiling or like office buildings with white desks and computers set up where they just code.
What I really want though is I want to visit the Gower's mom's kitchen where the game originally
where they recorded a lot of the
I want to visit the Gower's mom's pan where they fried the bacon that made the original cooking sound.
Is that house where RuneScape was made, is that a national
I want to buy that pan
in the UK yet, or is that still
yeah, has that been declared an actual national treasure? Like has that been has that been walled off so it can't be like demolished?
I know you're busy with a lot of stuff right now, England, but you should get on that.
Yeah,
that's it. Forget Brexit. Let's get this on the way.
Yeah, I know, Britain. I know you're dealing with a lot over there, but can you get on that, please? All right, next topic.
Can you go save this indie game house's kitchen, please? Thank you.
Am I allowed to enter? The competition is open to all players around the globe. However, if the winner is under 18, they will need to be accompanied by a responsible adult. So if my 17-year-old son wins it, I can't go.
You're not responsible.
Yeah. Winner and accompanying friend and family member will both need to have the rights to travel and stay for the required time in the United Kingdom.
Do they have to pay for themselves?
jagex Limited cannot issue authorizations in this manner. How will we choose a winner and how will that winner be contacted? Our winners will be chosen by a random number generator. So that means a friend's going to win it then. When all of the entries are accrued in the week of February 1st, 2019, the winners will be contacted through their in-game inbox, tied to the RSN user's name to the end of the competition.
Not a sponsored Facebook ad?
Or if you get just a random email saying you've won, enter your details here to verify. Don't do it. It's in the in-game box only.
No,
you will have 7 days to claim your prize.
There was a Twitch stream the other day, and they told me that I won, so it's okay.
I'm trying to get that graphic updated. We have a graphic. If anyone's a graphics designer, I have a security graphic that I need updated because I'd like to make it my offline picture for Twitch. That has all of the common like scams and like safety tips for RuneScape. That's like an infographic, but it doesn't have Twitch scam on it because that's relatively new within the past like few years. And this graphic's like 5 years old or so. It's back when I used to stream. 5 years old. It's back when I used to stream on YouTube, basically, which I'm actually thinking about doing again. I'm getting back into like multi-streaming again. Since whatever. Anyway, so if anyone can like just help with that, let me know because I'm not good with graphics, but I might just do it myself if no one's going to help me because that's just generally what I do. But I want to make a new infographic about security because people are falling for that shit a lot again. And
I don't know.
I'm just not good at making infographics. Do you have the PSD file? That's the thing is I don't think I have the original PSD file anymore, and that's my problem. Is if I had the original, I wouldn't be in this state because I could just move the assets around and stick a new one in there. I could talk. I think my original, the OG who made it, is long gone. That's my problem. I might just have to make a new one, and that's another problem. Is I don't have the money to commission a new graphics designer right now, and I'm poor AF. Until anyway, that's okay. I was just throwing it out there.
Until we get our $70,000 in Bitcoin donation.
Yeah, right. I'm probably just gonna make a new one myself. With the assets that I do have, And that'll be that. And it just won't be as nice as the old one that I had. And that's okay. Anyway, let's move along. Next topic.
So that's basically it out of that one.
Yes, let me move back into Evernote. I get distracted. Masterwork question, yeah? So
Yes.
this one comes from... Wow, that's a name. Masterwork question. Long story short, I currently own a set of Elder Rune +5 smithed on the day of release for the achievement, underestimating the requirements for Masterwork. Currently, now looking to upgrade to the Masterwork. Do I still need 600 bars of each to acquire it? The wiki lists more materials, but I imagine that's due to creating it from complete scratch without the Elder. So,
And the answer to that one is yes. You've got to make the complete Rune +5. It doesn't include the shield. It's only the 5 items. You don't need to make the shield to get that unlocked. But basically, yes, you need to do it all, and then you need the 600 items to start your Masterwork. So your Masterwork does have to be done from scratch.
ouchie potatoes. I'm going to search my entire folder for PSD files and see what comes up. Anyway, yeah, that sucks. I really, really, really love the look of that Ethereum shield. It's so cool. That big ass, like, I don't even know what you'd call it, like a tower shield. It's so cool.
I haven't seen the shield, but I do gotta say that they nailed the look of the armor in general. Like,
They did.
The Masterwork armor, and
Yeah.
even just like the variants of it. It's clear that they put a lot of.
Yeah.
It's weird how traditional it is because we don't really see traditional sets, which means they kind of stand out. Like even back in the day, like old school like rune armor doesn't look like actual armor that you would wear IRL, but this looks. I mean, besides like where it gets super fancy, but it has like this real life, this medieval look to it that I really like.
So yeah, it does. We're going
And
back.
it's weird.
Go ahead, Hannah.
It's weird that they went silver with it too, because like I think for a long time they were afraid to do stuff in that color, because like in this game it's like it's weird because like steel and mithril are kind of considered garbage in this game, whereas like
IRL.
in fantasy reality, like
It's like
mithril
top
is
tier.
amazing,
Yeah.
right? And steel is really good, and like those colors are used a lot. But like I think jagex for like the last 10 years like has basically like they've made some stuff in that color, but they haven't like made a set of armor that was better than like steel that is that color, and it's cool to see them kind of like be okay with using those colors even though they could be tied to other armor sets, quote unquote.
Yeah.
In your head.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really like the job they did with them, and they weren't afraid to just go all out with using just really unique designs, but they managed to stay medieval. And I think that's good because they're base armor sets. They're not like cosmetic overrides.
Yeah, I haven't looked closely at the other ones other than the like Masterwork, so I can't really speak much.
I will just let everyone know when you're doing the Masterwork, everything you just click on the Smith anvil and it's done there. But when you have to apply the rivets, you have to actually click on the item in your bank and apply the rivets that way. So, but everything else is done via the anvil.
That's weird.
It is. I was sitting there going, why can't I apply these rivets? I clicked, and it's got use Masterwork rivets, so I click that on the boots, nothing happens. You hover over the boots and it says use unfinished riveted Masterwork gloves on the thing. So it's okay, thank you. Just to screw everyone around a bit more.
So
Yeah, anyway.
about 10 days in, we're still looking at these stone spirits.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on them, Pern?
I don't mind them. I think, that they serve their purpose. Everyone's complaining about the price and such of them, but we've got to wait and see how the market settles down. Don't forget there is still a lot of that lower level ore. I mean, there's a lot of Addy and game, so it's going to be several months before we really see where these sort of sit in the marketplace.
Maybe Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
I was buying it. I bought a whole bunch at 2GP, and then they've upped the buy limit, and none have bought ever since then. So, as I said, you've got to wait and see what happens. Now, I love them in the fact that it's not straight ore drop. You can still do that, and that's just basically going to double your progress when you're mining yourself. If you don't want them, sell them. They're slowly going up in price. Now, obviously, it's not going to get to that sort of 10k that the rune ore originally was, because it's now a tier 60, not a tier 90 ore. But I think it's fine, and I think a lot of these bosses and such needed to have a little bit of a nerf in how much money they were making anyway, and this does help out about with that. As I said, with Abbey Demons, I used to make about 4.5 mil an hour, thereabouts.
Yeah.
I did 4 tasks there. I'm making between 3.9 and 4.1 on the 4 trips I've done down there.
It's not too bad.
That's what I've made in an hour. So it's a 10% drop.
Yeah,
now they probably make those bosses, those creatures are probably making 25% too much money anyway. So a 10% drop is not bad. Yeah, okay. At next you're going to get 80 rune, 24 coal. I mean, to me that's like the old Saradomin brew drop you used to get there anyway, because you used to just leave most of that on the floor because it was unnoted. It's a similar type of thing. I don't have any issue with it. I know a lot of straight PVMers are, because it has cost them a little bit of money. But if PVM is losing 10 or 15%, I don't find it a real big issue.
Yeah, I mean, well, some bosses, I think probably the boss that hurt the most was like Telos, because Telos is, I don't know if Telos
which
is
needed
based,
to be hurt,
but Telos is like resource heavy based. But that's what I was going to say. Telos still needs to be nerfed, even if this hurt it by 10%.
Telos was broken, and even David, who did so much Telos, said himself, Telos was a broken mechanic, and something needed to be done, and this has done it. So,
well, but you can't say
no
it's
issue
done it,
whatsoever.
It's only taken one thing. That's the problem. Because really, all it did, this update didn't even hurt the worst things. Because Rune ore wasn't a bad drop on a drop table, because it always had a high alch value, which means it had a floor. The real bad things about Telos are like the herbs and shit that you just get endless amounts of, because that has no floor.
Yeah,
like, if you don't...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and they are going to be looking at, when they see how this is going, they're going to be slowly looking at taking all of those things out. So it's not going to be an instant fix, but over the next year or two, hopefully we will see, herb spirit drops or things like that, where you pour them on your patch and you get a chance at double herbs or things like that. But you need to have take it out and actually let the skillers and farmers and metal workers create what they're supposed to be doing.
I yearn for
I
those
agree.
days.
And it hurts. I mean, I'm someone who loves bossing, so it's not like I'm not. Like, part of me wants to be angry about it, but I only want to be angry about it for the bosses that I kill, because I'm like, Vindicta shouldn't have been nerfed.
You're right.
But fuck Telos, which is like, no, that's kind of messed up.
I know. I was mad about Abbey Demons at first, and then I was like,
It's 10%, as I said. It doesn't. Yeah, I had no issue with it. I thought it was.
But I mean, there is a argument to be made that the bottom side isn't what needs to be nerfed, but the top is. But then there's an argument the other way around too. So it's like
it's an argument that when you nerf the top, the bottom has to come down too. It's just like it's just you shift.
It's across the board.
Yeah, it's a shift. You take both. Like, it's just the board shifts. It's like I'm doing something with my hands that I can't show you. Or like I'm shifting both hands to the left, right? Like, 'cause you can't shift one hand; they both move at the same time. It's hard to explain, but like that's just, they don't move independently of each other. Go ahead.
It is weird. I mean, I guess we'll see. To me, if like the prices probably aren't gonna like be insane if they haven't shut up. The problem is like demand, like because like the Anamika ones are worth a lot, right? Like the dark and light Anamika ones. They sell for about the price of those ores, because that ore is in super high demand. The problem is Rune and lower doesn't. I mean, it has a demand, right? Because it's required for Masterwork and stuff, but it's not the same type of demand that is required for a tier 90 ore. So I think that's.
Left
What you've
waffles.
also got to remember is also how much quicker it comes in. I mean, you used to mine an ore for 60, 70 seconds before you got the ore out of it. Now you're filling your bank in a minute.
Left waffles was asking a question. Is that worth picking up items or just allocating salvage, Pern?
That's picking up the items that are there. So obviously it's all noted drops there. I've got the spring cleaner which automatically elks for me. And yeah, just the items that picked up the
I pick up everything.
rune essence.
I pick up anything.
Everything except the food basically is included. All the gems, a ton of gems there.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that's gonna definitely balance this out, right? With how cheap stone spirits are, I imagine that mining rune right now is probably pretty decent money.
Yeah, I keep all of my
spirits.
Stone spirits, and I'm just gonna mine them. Like I'm gonna go mine. That's what I'm gonna do.
Mining, because I know like a lot of rocks make basically the same amount of money as the tier 90 rocks right now.
Yeah, because it's just it's all needed, right?
Quicker. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Bainite. There's some special things you need to do with Bainite. So
I wonder how much
that's
it would
the best money at the moment.
Yeah.
But that'll settle once everyone who is chasing that gets done. But yeah,
once they all get fixed, I gotta pull some Silverhawk feathers out of the bank. Yeah, go ahead.
I guess rune mining must not be making that much though, or else the price of spirits would go up, right? Like that's the thing, is if like it was a huge moneymaker, then the price of spirits would go up to show that, because then there would be a higher demand. But they're not going up at an extreme rate, so I wonder why that is.
But don't forget, a lot of people also had a lot of rune or rare banks. I had nearly 3k of it, and I had sold 12k when I was having to get thing. And there's a lot of people, so
it still has the floor. So that's, I get what you're saying, but it's not like the price is going to go below high alch value.
No,
still.
No, it's not going to go below high alch.
But I'm just surprised that mining rune isn't more lucrative than what it's. I mean, I haven't tried it, but just guessing, because if it was super lucrative, then everyone would be doing it, and therefore stone spirits would go up in price, and therefore it wouldn't be as lucrative. It's just weird. Like, how do you get people to use? Maybe they need to get another use for stone spirits. I don't know.
Well, stone spirits are going up in price.
Yes, but they're not taking an extreme jump, which says that they're not actually super used, the lower level ones.
How do all rocks have stone spirits, or do they cut off at a certain level?
They all have them, but where you get them from. So up to, I think it's up to Bainite is, so you can get Bainite stone spirits at Shattered Worlds and at the Abomination. They're two I know of. Nothing at the moment drops the light or dark Animica, but you can get them from the geodes.
Mm-hmm.
The metamorphic geodes. That's the only place at the moment. They're not.
So that's why they cost so much.
Yes, they're not releasing those as drops as yet, because they want to see where the market goes. So everyone's calling for all the runite stone spirits to be replaced with dark and light Animica, and basically jagex have said no. We're gonna wait and see what happens. We don't want to flood the market with them.
Maybe Necrite, but not freaking dark or light Animica.
No. Yeah, that's right. So basically, they're just going to be those special things you get from your geodes and things like that. So maybe they'll add it to a Stone of Seren drop as well. Spirit of Seren. But at the moment, only on geodes for those ones.
Okay. I agree with Blake on the Bainite is kind of the nice middle ground for mining and smithing. If you want to just make like a nice like 2.5, maybe 3 million an hour, if you're using like your boosts sufficiently, maybe if you're ticking, go mine Bainite. Your Grace of the Elves using that shit. It's nice and it's chill. I like it. I'll do it occasionally. It's a nice chill thing to do in the evening. So, yeah. And then you can go smith them into bars. And those bars sell for pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could sell them for like 10. Do they still? I was selling for like 8k each a while ago. I think
they're about 8k now. Yeah, they went down to about 8k now.
Yeah,
they were about 10. Actually, they might have even. I haven't sold any for a couple of days. So
I think they might have dropped down.
But
I've heard maybe dropped down to like 5k each.
I think
But
last time I sold some was Tuesday, would have been, where I got 7.9 each for them. And that was insta-sell too. So
yeah, I haven't tried selling any for a while, as I haven't really played this week, so I wish I could, but I have, I love the game, but the game is distracting me from creating things about the game, so it's ironic. Anyway, let's continue on here, shall we?
Yep.
What do we got? Let's see, the rework. Yes, this is an interesting post.
Sorry.
Yes.
I just looked on that all one. There is actually a reply by Breezy there, so I'll just read that out. So this person was complaining about the Nex 80 Rune and 2400 Coal, which is now the Coal and Rune Spirits. So he's having a cry about that. Breezy has come in and said exactly what I said before. What I'd heard from another source was, we're going to wait for things to balance out before making any more adjustments to drop tables. In due time, we will tend to them. Don't worry, we won't forget them. Edit. Just to clarify, before people ask, we're doing this to allow the community to dictate the balance and value of items first, then readjust drop tables accordingly, rather than us just trying to balance a pre-release and artificially influencing the economy. So that's exactly right. They're waiting to see where the market settles, then they'll do something about it, which is the best way to do it. Because if they have to nerf it later on, people are going to scream. It's much better to buff than to nerf.
Exactly. But people don't want to think about that. They just want to yell about it.
Yep.
Alrighty. So now we have here.
This is your favorite one.
Can I insert a topic?
You may.
I was just DMing about this. But so jagex gave out free Rune Metrics Pro, right?
Yep.
A month of it or whatever. If you have a subscription to it, you don't get that month. That's so frustrating to me.
It's a little
I don't know why they made that decision, because I've literally haven't stopped paying for Rune Metrics Pro since it came out for more than a week.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit.
If you're
going to give away a free month, you shouldn't just give it away to people who already have. Oh no, it's weird.
Yeah, it's a little scummy in my opinion, but what can you do? Except continue paying for it like an asshole. I mean, if you don't, you lose your data. So it's like, what do you do? You're stuck between a rock and lose your data place. All right.
I want to say though, as I said last week, I hate them for it.
Yeah,
because I'm just loving seeing it all up there now.
This is my favorite thing, because I've tried to tell you, I've tried to tell some people, and they're like, I don't care about stuff like that. But there's so many Reddit posts now. They're like, oh, I just love seeing this. Rune Metrics Pro isn't worth it, but I fucking love this data.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if it's not worth it, then why don't?
Then why do you love the data though?
If you enjoy it this much to make a post about it, then clearly it is worth it.
Yeah.
Now.
I've always said for people who want that type of stuff, it's worth it.
It's worth for a bond. Come on.
I'm not yelling. I know you're not that person. That's
I never wanted it because I knew I'd fall in love with it and then have to get it. But it was automatically enabled. And when I'm seeing all this information, I'm just sitting there going, "Oh, that is so good."
Yeah, and somebody made a post where he was like, it's 1/7 of the cost of Premier Club or something like that, which I thought was the funniest comparison ever to make. How are you comparing the cost of Rune Metrics to a discounted product? and then he's like, which means if you bought Rune Metrics on top of Premier Club, it'd be so expensive. I'm like, no, it wouldn't, because you pay half price if you have Premier Club.
Well, imagine, that's right, you pay half price. So it's 20 bonds for Rune Metrics Gold. Imagine if the next year they bring out Rune Metrics Platinum, where it's 25 bonds and it automatically unlocks Rune Metrics for you.
I would love that.
I've already
got. I would buy that.
That would be one less bond than what I currently pay. So
yeah, and then it saves you one bond, but still, it's it's still saving a bond, and it's that way. Then I don't have to worry about 2 months remembering to buy it. That's what I like, yearly packages, because once a year I just pay for it and forget about it.
There you go.
It is nice. I mean, especially if you have a inconsistent income that varies a lot, and then you don't
or you have no income,
stressful, or you have no income.
Yes,
I know that life.
That's me at the moment. Yes, fun. Because thank you very much, insurance people. But anyway, we won't go there. We won't bring the show down. Let's.
Yeah, you want to hear depressing shit? Tune into the pre-show at patreon.com/RuneScape.
That's where we get ranty and
learn how to ruin your life.
Anyway, smithing and rework exposed the weakness of RS3 skilling.
First of all, let me say the mining and smithing rework was a resounding success, so congratulations to all of the committed staff who slaved over this update. In fact, this update is so good it exposed a vital flaw in RuneScape crafting. It's too simple and straightforward. Furthermore, there is no risk, there is no reward. Let me propose a theoretical fix to make skilling more exciting and more rewarding. In this example, I will use herb lore. 1. Herb lore is too straightforward. Ingredients go in and the same reward is produced every time. Vary the potential rewards to make anything from resource sinks to borderline overpowered potions. Add a need for planning and calculation in order to produce the best possible potions and reduce the risk of failure. 2. Add a time, effort, and monetary commitment to top-tier potions that makes making them challenging and worth it. Go ahead, Hannah.
I like this guy's idea, but the problem is people will just min-max it and do the best way, and all the other work will be ignored.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And I'll finish up here, and I'll read my response, and then we can debate this a bit more. For example, a new brewing system that can only be accessed at level 99. The brewer adds ingredients in order they choose that each has the chance to add the ability of each particular ingredient to the potion. With each additional ingredient added, the potion increases the chance for failure. This adds a risk to creating the best potions and acts as a sink for herbs and secondary ingredients. Add new ingredients that can only be collected under the influence of the new potions that degrade over time in order to add a sense of urgency. So finally, my idea of, you get more like experience while drunk finally can be added into the game. Excitement and complexity to herb lore. This can be used to breathe life into old leveling of skilling activities. For example, drink collections of potions and go hunt diseased kebits for unique collections of ingredients. Add secret effects that exists when potion ingredients are present in a potion at once to encourage exploration early on and at high levels of planning later on. This isn't a concrete suggestion, but more of an idea of how skilling can be vastly improved. Either way, I'm looking forward to other skilling overhauls jagex has in mind. This post has an upvote of 44%. My reply has 0 upvotes and is sitting at the very bottom here, so let that be noted. This is a very negative post, and has everyone's just downvoting everyone to hell. But I wrote, I applaud your effort. You're 100% correct in response to this is what RuneScape needs. As far as skilling needs reworks. It needs diversity. It needs this type of complexity. But at the same time, you're right, Hannah. Smithing got it right, but the ideas that he's presenting here are not necessarily the answer. But I do agree that that mining and smithing exposed a critical flaw in the crafting system that exists in game. That it is vitally too simple, and it is being run circles around by the PVM system that exists in the game. I allow anyone else to take the floor.
Do you want to go first, Hannah?
I'm still... You go.
Okay. I totally agree. I've never liked the idea. Click on a thing, sit back, let your fish cook, 28 times and bank and redo. I've always liked the idea of, actually creating something with the potions. Maybe we grind it up, put it in. We have to have different things. An RNG based system, I don't like at all.
That gets dangerous.
As you get higher, yeah, that's right. As you get higher, like this, like we've done here, as we get higher in levels, you've got that extra chance of double bars and things like that. Have extra chance of saving ingredients or making an extra potion, that type of thing. They're all great. I mean, Herblore with they've already got a secondary, so you've already got sort of 3 ingredients. You need your sort of your flask of water, you need your herb, and you need your secondary. Maybe mixing a couple of herbs together to make different potions that have sort of higher quality or longer lasting effects and things. I don't know. It's something you'd have to sort of sit down and have a look at. I like sort of what he's saying. This has really shown what skilling can be. It can be fun. It can be AFK if you want it to be. But I don't like that RNG type thing. I don't like I don't like overcomplicating things, but I do like the idea of having how we've got here. I can be totally AFK, I can be semi-AFK, I can be fully engaged in it. I'd like to see that across the board on all sort of skills.
One of my favorite things, especially in the gathering arena, like for gathering skills. I really like the idea of having the 3 intense, medium, and laid back. I really want that kind of variety.
Yeah, like they did with, they tried that with deep sea fishing, and as I said, the fishing frenzy was too much. I think with the Rocketunities, or the 4-tick, as they do the 4-ticking mining, where you get your highest XP, I think they've done it really well.
Well, it's also great too because there's also a middle in between 4-ticking where
the Rocketunities.
No, clicking. Well, I guess the Rocketunities make you so you don't have to click like this, but clicking every 30 seconds is a midway between 4-ticking that gets you more than just completely AFKing. Which I think is
that's why I keep my strength bar or my stamina bar up, so when it gets down to about halfway I click.
Same. That's exactly what I do. For that reason
too. People go, but the stamina bar doesn't mean much. It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there. I think it should have been by default.
No,
but
the problem is, if it was on by default, people would think it was super important to keep it full. That's why this is why they said they didn't do it, and I completely agree with them. So you and I do it in the way where we click when it's half full. If that thing was on by default, people would feel motivated to keep it as full as possible, which would mean that people would feel like mining could start feeling like mining is too intense. Whereas it basically made it seem like way more important of a component of the skill than it is. It's not actually that important to click every 4 seconds.
It's only 5. It's only 5% difference or something. So
so that's why I didn't do it, because it made people think it was way bigger of a deal than what it is. But I like this person's ideas somewhat. I think I like the idea to be able to fail something. But I guess it depends how. The hard thing is making that not feel terrible to someone.
Well, that's the dangerous thing. Is that was one of the comments I was reading, is how horrible it would feel to fail an overload after combining 4 untradeable potions together, and then having that just crumble. That would just feel bad, right? Go ahead.
I think something like quick time events would be a great addition to skilling in RuneScape, but I bet that they can't do it because of the tick system.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they could make the tick. Well, here's the thing: if they could be forgiving enough with the quick time events to compensate for the tick system, then yes.
Yeah, maybe.
But at the same time, then would it even be?
Well, exactly, because that's where your failure needs to come in. Is it needs to be
would there even be any failure?
Versus really hard quick time event. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's not forget though. We did on. I mean, he's sort of thing there. His failing event there, I sort of understand, because we have that in cooking.
I was going to say that Rax,
such like that.
Rax does have a quick time event. I was just thinking about that. Yeah. Rax has a quick time event. Go ahead.
And it's terrible.
It is terrible.
No, I was just thinking that sort of RNG side of things. I mean, I sort of understand where he's saying, but things like perhaps with the overload potions, there's a chance. You try and mix it. You drop the empty vial and the stuff's left there. You've got to click and start it again or something like that. Not actually losing those potions. I'm not sure, but I mean, the precedent is there in things like fishing, cooking when you're cooking your fish and can burn them things. But I mean, you are looking at a big difference in cost as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I like your answer where you said, I do applaud him for his effort, and it is 100% correct, but there's a lot of flaws in what he's saying.
I also think, I mean, part of me is also like I enjoy skilling as it stands in the game, honestly. Like, I enjoy the relaxing nature of it and the fact that I'm not clicking 50 buttons and...
But that's the beauty, is we keep that in there.
Switching.
You keep that AFK, you keep that semi, and then you have a high-intensity one.
Well, maybe, but this guy's post seems to suggest that should go away entirely,
yes,
which is what I don't agree with. Like, this guy's post is basically like, man, I agree with some of it, but it seems to boil down to that he thinks like all skilling should be more intense, and it's always something I've argued against, because I think it's a big part of this game to not be that. But I mean, some intensity is definitely good. Some things that take time, I don't know. I was just thinking, this is a subject change, but I think here's what they should do to make either mining or smithing. Well, maybe mining, maybe they can incorporate it into smithing, but you should have a chance to get the things that you get from Next Armor while mining or smithing. Like a really small chance. Not the armor itself, but the essence should be on a
Put it
drop
in the
table.
metamorphic geodes.
That would be good, yeah.
That'd be a good idea, yeah. Very small chance of getting it in a metamorphic geode. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, and then it would increase the money-making potential. And possibly lower the value of that item, which would be good because that would possibly then increase the value of smithing that armor. I don't know. That might just be a wash, but there's a possibility.
I actually like that idea, and if you put it on those metamorphic ones, they're very. So, you might get 2 or 3 in an hour.
If you got one of those, like if you got on average, I would say like every 3 or 4 hours, you're getting would be. In my brain, balancing, it would be maybe every 3 or 4 hours you get 1 energy piece.
I could go with that.
I wouldn't be against that as long as it was fairly rare. And again, I'm the one who's wanting to be able to make money off the damn skill in the first place, so I shouldn't be against something like that.
Hey, look. If PVM gets all the skilling drops, it's time that skilling got a PVM drop.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, there are dragon helms in those metamorphic geodes, okay?
Okay, yeah, because that's a PVM drop in 2018.
All right.
Look, if even DX has given up on your armor, it's dead armor.
I like that.
It's over when DX is given up. All right. Dragon's power. Well, yeah, Dragon's power armor now. We're living in different times.
Oh, that's because he was very excited about that.
Oh, it is.
Dragon. We're 2019. Dragon's power armor now.
Dragon is useful again.
Yeah,
wow.
We're living in different times. DX is our new overlord. All right, let's see here. What do I got coming up on the docket next for you here?
Unofficial OS and RS apps.
Oh, we got a little rebuke here, huh? Yeah, from jagex. We shouldn't be in any trouble here, but apparently
no, we're fine. We're not actually making apps, and they've said that they're happy for content developers, promoting the game with their music and videos and such.
Yeah, this is not really no one should really be in trouble here. Anyway, so this is for unofficial old school and RuneScape apps. Just a heads up. With the launch of old school RuneScape in mobile stores and the start of the members-only beta for RuneScape on mobile, it has come to our attention there are several unofficial old school and RuneScape companion-style apps also on mobile stores. Well, we're honored and humbled by your interest shown by independent creators in developing apps that showcase our art, music, or provide guides. We are concerned because we have not granted permission for the use of our intellectual property in release to these apps. There is also wide-ranging disparity in terms of quality, layout, pricing, in-app purchasing, and accessibility due to the unofficial nature of the various apps. In most cases, using our game content, artwork, music, characters, logos, and other intellectual property without our permission contravenes our IP rights. Commercial license. We are in the process of existing unofficial and unlicensed mobile apps as a part of the process. We will be reaching out to the developers of existing mobile apps, which utilize our IP. To explain our rights, we may give certain app owners the opportunity to discuss and apply for a license to use our IP in relation to their existence. In cases where unofficial apps, in opinion, do not meet our requirements or standards, or where licenses terms cannot be agreed upon, we will seek the removal from the mobile store. We are constantly reviewing and updating the use of our IP, and it is important to note that this current review only affects mobile apps. Please note that this is only for existing apps, and we will not be accepting any licensing requests for new apps. If you have a current live mobile app, we will contact you in the near future. So that sounds like if you want to create a new app, you're effed. They are not going to allow a new app. Go ahead.
With their IP, it sounds like they're starting to care about their IP a bit more.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because there are a bunch of garbage,
mm-hmm.
and their biggest worry is like the money grabby ones.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering when they're going to come for RuneScape.today and RuneScape.chat and
that's a good question.
That stuff. That's what I'm waiting for.
They could. They
can come for that anytime they want. It's their property, not mine. Yeah. I'm just hoping that they will maybe throw me a few bucks for it.
So the thing that is most interesting about this to me is the fact they're actually willing to work with current apps.
Yeah, I know.
Most companies would just say,
yeah,
would just send out cease and desist.
I know.
That's actually very kind of them to
I know.
say, we will work with you. They don't want it. That's clearly only a grandfather thing too, right? Because they're not making this an ongoing. We're going to license out our shit. No, it's only if you have an app. They are putting themselves in a position where they have to do tons of extra work just to not hurt these developers, and that's actually a really cool thing to do because like these developers are stealing from them. They have no reason to be this nice to them, and it's cool that they are.
Yeah, they're basically doing a huge PR goodwill move here. Which makes them look really good and staves off in my opinion, staves off a bunch of negative press. Because it doesn't look good shutting down a bunch of unofficial apps that are harmless, like, toolkits and calculators that are just providing, guides and stuff like that might have pictures and stuff of RuneScape in it. Like, that doesn't look good. That doesn't make you look good. So the fact that they're doing this makes them look a lot better as a company, and honestly, they've always this is jagex. This is their typical track record. This is not a new thing for them. This is just how they generally treat their content creators. In my opinion, this is not new. This is not a new thing as far as I'm concerned. Jagex has always treated their content creators like this. So
what I like also is they're reaching out to these people, and we want to see more apps and that type of thing developed, and they are looking at bringing some smaller independent developers on board under their banner. This might be a way for some of these people. Well, hey, you're going to be under our banner. There's a licensing fee and such. We'll endorse it for you. They get a cut of everything, and more money for them. We're getting actual decent apps.
Here's a way for you not to get sued and still make a little bit of money using the IP you stole from us.
Exactly.
And if you're running a free app, here's a way for you to continue, your hobby without, it's like, why not? That's the other thing is, like, if you just have like a little RuneScape app that just checks the grand exchange, like there's like a, there's like a toolkit out there that just like updates the grand exchange, or checks the grand exchange for you and alerts you for like price changes and stuff. And like, that's harmless.
Now, can we get this done with Alt 1? Can we get them to jump on Alt 1?
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. Oh, yeah, Alt 1 has a...
Alt 1, I don't think really uses a ton of their assets.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But they
mimic RuneScape, but they don't actually use RuneScape assets.
They API
West Buddy?
They API in and use a ton of their and this is the thing, I don't know how they do, if they literally are using them from the store or what, but the store or from the high scores or what, but when they're like displaying like items from the Grand Exchange, I don't know if they're displaying them from the literal Grand Exchange or if they're displaying them on their page or how they're doing that. Again, jagex is going to figure this all out. Not my problem. Anyway, so there's a bunch of frequently asked questions here. You can check them out. It's not really... It's all like it's stuff that really doesn't apply to our general audience here, or really doesn't apply to us. We don't have
one thing does.
Yes.
Third-party clients, independent fan sites, and live player-run events, which is basically what we are.
Yes.
This update to the way we manage the use of RuneScape / old school RuneScape IP applies to mobile apps only. So they're not going to come after you.
All right. The one thing that I have that I will say. The new website has a function called Super Progressive Web App installed on it, which allows you to go to the website runeweek.com and on your phone, and you can literally install the website as an app on your phone, but it's still the website. It's not an actual app. Okay.
Yep.
So. Loophole. Yeah.
Hi. Well, I was going to say that if it's not an actual app, then there shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, it's well, I'll ask Sudwood about that because it's technically it's the website displayed in a container that just removes all of like the URL header and stuff, and that's all it is, and so it makes it look like an app, but it's still just the URL and it's still just a website, just displayed fancily for you. So if you want the podcast to look like an app for you, it's a way for you to have the podcast as an app. You can go to runeweek.com and on any device, you can add it to your home screen, and you can do that, or you can just add a podcast app like a normal human being. Anyway. Next topic. What do we got here? Twitch streamer. Ah, yes, my favorite one.
Your favorite. Just everybody, if you hear any vomiting.
This is tough for me. This one's tough for me. Oh, all right. I gotta zoom in a little bit so I can read this. My eyesight's not as good as it used to be. So Twitch streamer receives Bitcoin donation worth $73,000 without explanation. So, this is without explanation, apparently, too. So, this was probably
just wait till next month when the mob shows up at his house to collect the cash that they laundered through his stream.
Right? That's actually kind of scary if it was without explanation now. I didn't know it was without explanation. I would actually kind of be a little frightened. This could be, like, actually some, like, Russian... mobsters being like, I gotta get rid of this money. I'm just gonna dump it to this random account. Yeah. Anyway,
and how easy it is to find someone's address, come collect a month later when you want your Bitcoin back,
and just kill him, right? And then just take the Anyway, if you need to dump your Bitcoin, you can do so now at tip.runeweek.com. And if you need to,
the government after you are
you can come try it. You want to come try and take it from me? I will have already spent it by a month later. I can guarantee it. I can make $73,000 go away real quick.
Oh, I'm just imagining an ad. Is the government after you? Do you need to get rid of your cryptocurrency fast? Well, tip.runeweek.com.
Magebit can turn that right into a Porsche. A Twitch gamer has received a donation of $73,000 worth of Bitcoin during a live stream a few days ago. The user Sick Nerd received the generous donation from the user Light Puma. During the live stream, Sick Nerd was gifted 53,641 pounds that are equal to $74,000 at the time of writing this article, a little more than 20 Bitcoins. The gamer was playing the MMORPG RuneScape, a game that received an award after having more than 250 million users, the largest number of players for a massively multiplayer online video game. The donation received by the gamer was 4 Bitcoin, and everyone was very excited about it. At the time, the gift was worth $14,000. After this donation, he received 11 Bitcoin. This is why he thought that someone was messing with him. Finally, he ended up receiving 20 Bitcoin. After all, he wrote a tweet saying thanks to the user that gifted him a large sum of money. Twitch is currently working with a company called Streamlabs that allows individuals to receive cryptocurrencies as donations. The digital currencies accepted include Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. Although this very large donation, other streamers receive large numbers of funds as well. Just one of the streamers, Tyler Blevins, received $10 million in donations in 2018. Additionally, he signed up other sponsorships with top brands. This is not the first time that there is an important donation in the cryptocurrency world. There are usually campaigns in which users tend to donate funds for people in need. Yeah, these are definitely people in need. One of these examples is the Pineapple Fund. That gave $55 million in Bitcoin to charities from all over the world. That would be worthy. Now, if Sick Nerd turned around and donated this money to a worthy cause, I would be happy, but I don't see
him article.
Yes, go ahead.
Name dropped Ninja, but didn't actually call him by the name everyone knows him by. That's amazing.
I actually skipped over that on purpose, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're really gonna hurt by advertising him.
No, but I just don't like dropping his name because I don't like him. But that's okay.
I don't know. That's a lot of money to get as a donation.
It's a huge donation, right?
The nice thing is, that it can't be refunded a day later.
That's true.
The scariest. Like, if someone comes into a stream and drops like a $20,000 cash donation, it's actually scary because you have no idea if they're gonna refund it the next day or in 6 months.
Listen,
when you've used it.
I had a $100 donation and I was afraid it was gonna get refunded, like pulled back.
Yep.
Like that's just money. Like money is way less reliable than Bitcoin, and that's sad. But at the same time, Bitcoin is more of an investment tool than...
I wouldn't say reliable. It's just that because Bitcoin doesn't want to be traceable, there's no way to return it. Well, I was going to say Bitcoin is also more of like, it's more of something like I don't think of Bitcoin as something that I want to like liquidly spend. I think of Bitcoin as something I more want to like invest my money with. At the moment, Bitcoin will get there eventually. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a Bitcoin podcast.
Yeah, Shadow's not here for that.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. What do we got coming up next?
If you were CEO of Jagex, this is from Froghome.
Wait. We also got that. I have Jagex. This was the one from internal document. Remember, the Jagex froze my account.
Sorry. Yep.
So
you do that one first.
So this was one that I figured was going to get deleted, so I wanted to grab it. It was called Jagex froze my account because they performed an automatic refund. They now expect me to pay a premium to cover the charges from their payment provider. What could have gone wrong? Any guesses? Let's find out. When I tried to log in to my account on the 30th of December 2018, I received a message that my account had been frozen. The only way to unfreeze my account was to clear the outstanding balance. I had just purchased the Bronze Premier Club membership, but because the IP that I played from was different than the IP that I had paid from, they automatically refunded my purchase. Admittedly, I had used a VPN, because I don't want everyone to view my actual IP and location. It gives me a sense of privacy. That means I don't use the VPN while playing RuneScape and browse the web. Jagex keeps telling me to contact PayPal, but I can't even view the transaction on PayPal anymore, and PayPal says they can't help me because Jagex performed the refund. The payment provider apparently charges Jagex when a refund is processed, so Jagex wants me to compensate them for the cost of refunding the purchase, which I never asked for. The original amount that I paid for the Bronze Mirror package was $17.49. Oh, what a man. This is about 1963 euros. Jagex now wants me to pay 25.20 euros. That's about 5.57 euros or 4.96 Great British Pounds premium for something I never asked for. Something that their system automatically performed. Anything else? Has anyone else had an experience like this? Yeah, a bunch of other people who tried to scam the system have had experiences like this. So, again, don't try to use a VPN when you are purchasing your membership. It's a bad idea. Again, if you are trying to buy with Great British Pounds or euros or something, like apparently he clearly wanted to pay with euros or something, and trying to avoid paying with I don't know what he was trying to pay with pounds, I think, or something. I don't know, but he got effed. Point being, don't use a VPN when you're trying to.
He's obviously paid the
$749
British pounds.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the thing. Is because here's the thing. When I bought Premier Club, I was on a VPN, but I was on an American VPN.
Yeah,
and they didn't say anything about that. The problem is when you're skipping around from country to country using a different currency. That's the issue.
Well, exactly. And people like VPNs. People know when you're using a VPN, like a payment, it makes you anonymous, sure, but people know it's a VPN because VPNs have to be registered. So if you get a payment from a VPN and it's like, and this VPN is, or from someone who uses VPN, it's in a different country than the person normally is in, you're not going to process it yet because, like you said, there's like tax liability shit or and all that stuff. How much it costs, or just how much tax you have to pay, or how much tax Jagex has to pay on that. Those are all things. Like that's why they have to return a payment if you try to make it from somewhere that you're not, because it's a completely different amount of money that it should cost.
There's customs and duties. Like it's you're violating international tax regulations when you do that, and it may sound. You may think it's a simple little, I'm just turning on a VPN, but you're committing fraud. It's a federal crime. You're a criminal, and you don't think you are, but you are. So don't do that. Anyway, moving along. I just think it's funny when people are like, why? Why has this happened to me? Don't be stupid.
And the $5 fee would have been charged to Jagex, or it might have been a fee that PayPal have automatically charged. So it's like, well, sorry, you use PayPal, you use it fraudulently. Why should they wear the loss of something you've done wrong?
Exactly. And that's the thing, is like, that's the fee that Jagex would have had to eat. So they're just passing that along to you. So, and like G-Master saying is like, don't forget, like when you use banks in the area, like, yeah, exactly. You get fees and they get fees. They're going to pass those fees along to you. It's not like the banks are in the same area as you. You're in a different area. Those banks are gonna have to. Anyway, we got the CEO. Go ahead, Pern. You wanna start off with that one?
Yes.
Okay.
It's from Frogholm. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think RuneScape would be like if you were CEO of Jagex? I think Jagex would be bankrupt if I was CEO, since I'm not good at saving money. What about you guys?
Well, that's the thing. You're completely. This is. First of all, I have to just interject here. They don't know what a CEO does, first of all, because CEOs don't handle the money. First of all, that's not what a CEO does. That's what a CFO does. But continue on.
There was some of the funny comments here. My favorite guy, Blackwing. who seems to be first. I think he just lives on the forums. This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who just bags them every time there's just a patch week that is not a real update. If I was CIO, I'd immediately focus on removing Treasure Hunter and Solomon Store. Instead, aiming for gameplay with integrity that sell memberships and bonds.
And all of my investors would leave.
Short-term profitability would drop, but it'd pay off long-term. Although you have just sent the company bankrupt.
This is exactly what I was going to say. He basically said the exact same thing that the first guy said, but in a different way.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you just bankrupted the company.
So they both would do the exact same thing. They would. That's what I was going to say. Is like I would want to do that. I would want to instantly turn both of those things off, and maybe, but without a plan to replace that revenue. And especially, like...
You don't just take those things out without a plan.
Exactly, because I have so many questions, right? If I'm CEO and RuneScape has somehow become a non-profit company and we don't have to worry about making money anymore...
That'd be awesome.
Then sure, that's the first thing I'm going to do. But if I have to worry about making money and making investors happy, then no, that's not the first thing I do.
The next one is good from Darby. I wouldn't have sold it to the Americans because that's where it all started to go downhill. And the creation of Squeal of Fortune soon followed, and everything else, which then led to the Chinese company that's notorious for smothering games to death with heavy MTX. And then after them, they sold it to a Chinese mining company that currently owns Jagex.
Next, let's sell it to the Dirty Irish.
He added a company. Yeah.
He added, exactly. That's what I was pissing myself about.
So he went from blaming... He went from blaming the dirty United States to the dirty Chinese to the dirty Chinese corporations. That's amazing. It was impressive.
Vexel's got the best one here, who says, whatever the board of directors and owners tell me to do, because that's what a CEO does.
Basically.
He basically knows what a CEO does.
Collect my check.
Right? Imagine how you would feel as an employee at Jagex. The first day a new CEO comes in and it's like, "Hey, I have ideas on content. We're getting rid of this, this, and this." And you're like the head developer. It'd be great. Yeah.
Get in line. Oh man, I really want to know what it's like in there. I really do. I bet it's soul-crushingly sad.
Oh, Blackwing's having an argument here with one of the people who said you can't just remove Treasure Hunter. He says, membership revenue makes up the majority of Jagex revenue.
Excuse me. But
since MTX, especially loot boxes like Treasure Hunter, drive away players, the membership numbers could be higher without Treasure Hunter existing. You've got to remember that.
While we're on this topic here, I wanted to bring something up. Jesus, don't forget me, we also discussed that familiar thing. We also... talked about co-op quest. Yeah, there's going to be another co-op quest. It's optional co-op, I think, but in 2019. When RuneScape said that they had over 1 million active subscribers again, right?
Yep.
Something popped into my mind last night while I was meditating. You know how they're offering a free trial to everyone in old school RuneScape mobile right now?
Are they?
Yeah. Like if you're on old school RuneScape mobile, in the top left corner or something, you can activate a free trial for a week to members.
Okay.
My mind just activated, and I'm wondering. My CEO brain just clicked on and was like, they wouldn't take those numbers while the free trials were activated and claim 1 million plus active subscribers because of the free trials, would they? Are they that scummy of a marketing side of the firm? Like, I'm being full on conspiracy right now. Just indulge the conspiracy side of me. Like, what do you think?
Oh, you actually want me to indulge this thing that would never actually happen?
All right, you don't think this is true at all? Like, this has no merit?
No.
Okay.
Because they would be in trouble if they reported something.
Oh, they've done stupider shit. I feel like they've done it before. Bladecom says.
I think there is a lot of legality to what you can report in things like that. So I don't think that they could report something that wasn't actually factual, and that would not be factual.
Because it's not
I
a
feel
paid
like
membership.
it is factual, though.
It's not a paid membership, though. It's not factual.
If you've entered your credit card number, it's a paid membership. Because once that trial runs out, your credit card details are in there. Those are, whatchamacallit, there's a word for that in the business industry that I'm free. It's like projected earnings or something. Like you can actually, what treasure hunter approval ratings, registered player count, something like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, literally, it's all conspiracy. I'm just being a conspiracy theorist. I know. I'm trying to just drum up bullshit right now just to be a bullshitter. But it just pops into my head, like because they could literally do that to just to make hype, just to be like a hype machine, because RuneScape needs the hype right now. And I don't think this is necessarily true, because I mean literally, like I've seen people online.
They could do it.
Yeah, I've seen people online that I have not seen online in 15 years, and I'm not joking about that.
My son keeps getting ads for RuneScape Mobile popping up,
like literally. Friends that I have not seen playing RuneScape have played, like I'm seeing playing RuneScape, so it's very well possible that it is well over 1 million. That just crossed my mind, and I was like, they wouldn't do that, would they? Because isn't
it great to see all the success RuneScape Mobile could have had if it had actually been released alongside it instead of a year later after nobody cares?
Yeah, it's too bad they didn't put enough developers on RuneScape 3 Mobile.
Well, I think it's just, again, as we said, OSRS has an interface that's fine for mobile. I mean, we have a very, very intricate interface, and the way everything works in our game is going to make it a lot harder to do. For what I would have liked to have seen is OSRS on mobile only and RS3 on PC.
There you go.
No, I don't think...
I was being pedantic.
No, that's fine with that. Now I forgot which point you were saying that I was going to respond to. My brain just wiped itself, so never mind. I don't think it's easier to port OSRS because of the
certainly. I made a joke in the pre-show that all they had to do was resize the client window and just copy and paste.
Something made it easier, which is interesting to me, but I think it's not. Honestly, it's because I think it comes down to spaghetti code. To put it simply, like that's the biggest thing that OSRS got and those devs got was like instead of having like 18 years of code thrown on top of each other, it was only like 7 years of code. So it was way less of a mess. Like I think OSRS probably still has a ton of spaghetti code, but it's way less of a mess than what RS3 is. Also, RS3 has had RSHD and it's had like all this other shit grafted into it that makes it way more cumbersome to deal with. Whereas OSRS was like it was pre-RSHD. It was after they had already worked out all the bugs of RS2. Like that was kind of probably where the game was most stable and most put together.
Here's another answer by Jacob Cade. I do my best to follow MMG's example. I'd keep the microtransactions in check. They are necessary, regardless of what people like to believe. I'd remove all the dailyscape, grindscape bullcrap. I'd keep working to push RS into the modern age while leaving OSRS alone, as they're doing things pretty well. I'd also expand the company more so that we'd be able to do larger projects like RS Mobile, skill reworks, graphical overhauls, while maintaining a sense of regularity and quality with updates, as I believe RS Mobile and the M&S rework are responsible for the mostly mediocre content we got in 2018. We'd also bring RuneScape Classic back and actually assign a team to learn how RuneTech 3 worked so that RuneScape Classic could get the OSRS treatment and have full support with community-voted updates, though there'd be a veteran server that remains untouched. The free-to-play game would be expanded and receive quarterly updates. That's only part of it.
A person needs some antidepressants.
Oh. Yep. No, there's more.
Oh, okay, go.
I'd also definitely have a new team working on other unique, ambitious games, and we'd actually get them out on schedule instead of just talking about an unannounced MMO for 5 years or getting far into the development process only to cancel or pause development. If these changes were successful,
easier said than done.
If these changes were successful, I'd start moving towards turning RuneScape into a full media franchise with more games in the RuneScape universe, starting with a RuneScape take on the Elder Scrolls style of single-player sandbox RPG, more books, think Star Wars Legends in the term of the number of books, perhaps even a TV series set in Gielinor. We'd also revive FunOr with full support and extend it to Steam and mobile markets.
Saturday morning cartoon, cereal.
He's not finished. We'd switch the model up so that the games aren't locked behind a subscription.
Happy Meal toy.
They'd be fully playable without microtransactions. They'd be fully playable but with microtransactions. Subscription would give exclusive benefits and monthly virtual currency. Additionally, Stellar Dawn's development would be restarted, carried through till the end of time. Just a few ideas I'd go for if I was in charge.
This guy has... oh my god. I don't even know where to start.
I thought you'd love that one.
Yeah, I like that.
You want to bring back classic. And I was
like, hang on, no.
You have bad ideas. But then you were like, and also Stellar Dawn and Fun Orb and basically every failed RuneScape jagex product ever. That way they can fail a second time.
Guys,
he goes on further. An addendum to what I do with FunOrb, we'd also become a gaming portal for self-published games. Indie devs could come to us and publish through FunOrb, with jagex taking just enough cut to make a little profit. We'd also bring back games like 8 Realms or Carnage Racing to be published via FunOrb. Additionally, we might work to get the old files of Mechscape up and running, then publish it as is on the site. And if Andrew would agree, we'd definitely be putting Devious Mud on there for history's sake. We'd even make FunOrb a jagex games portal in general, something akin to Blizzard's Battle.net, where even RuneScape is available through there. All of the games, with the exception of larger games like RuneScape, would be available through the site or through the downloadable launcher, which would be the primary method of downloading RuneScape.
The only thing that he's said that has made any sense is like a downloadable launcher for like RuneScape.
No, but that doesn't make that would be such a huge fail. Can you imagine a tiny company like jagex trying to launch a launcher that with any level of success, especially after like Epic Games just launched one and Discord just launched? No one's going to care.
I just want. All I want is a place for RuneScape to have its news and its games, like for old school RuneScape, and whatever else failed games it makes.
His idea to have jagex be like a platform, not like an actual publisher, but like a distributor of indie games is interesting. But
They're already doing that.
Already exists and is a million times better.
They've already become a publisher, though. Like that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, but that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about this distributing a game. But
right, with FunOrb becoming a platform. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But I don't think I like projects like that, but I don't think jagex is come to do that, especially because like itch.io already has that
niche. The rules already been filled.
In an amazing way. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think you can make it better.
Here's one from a mod.
Okay.
Reset major policies in RuneScape management. All communications are through the official site news page, mailbox, and the RuneScape official forums. Retool official social media accounts, using social media as a platform to publish teasers to upcoming events, updates, and promotions for jagex products and services, with details which can only be read using a link to the RuneScape official forum. Start the ball rolling with decommissioning of this old forum software with an efficient migration plan to an open source forum software which can be customized to maintain consistent RuneScape branding. jagex CEO, COO, and other company top management officers mandated to at least spend 30 minutes a week casually interacting with the players here on the RuneScape official forums. Anyone forgetting this will receive a memo and warning. Increase jagex community management to a 9-man team, just like it was 9 years ago. If budget limitations prevent this from happening, hire more L-mods with J-mod uniforms to fill the gap. Leverage Shandong Honda Mining Company's influence in order to launch RuneScape worlds physically located in China, Hong Kong, or Macau to cater to the Asian RuneScapers.
Yes, why haven't they done that? That's the one thing they need to do.
Very nice.
There needs to be like a version of RuneScape that is localized in China. I don't know why it's not a thing.
I can't imagine that. Though there is now a jagex China office, so I can't imagine they're not like working on that, right?
Because like that market loves MMOs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't imagine
the best gaming market. If you ask me, if you like MMOs, you're a good gaming market.
Oh, someone's having a shot at this mod, and they said, "You're taking the thread too seriously. It's just a fun thread of what you want."
Which mod was it?
And I think it's a green mod. So they're one of the
forum mods. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
Right on. I mean, we've already talked about my policies extensively on the show. Obviously, we know how I'd run the place.
First thing I would do would be I would remove all walking from the game, and I would implement my idea from the top of the show, and that's how the game would be played. Because that's what everybody wants in the game, clearly. I would implement that, and then a day later I would take it back, and I'd be like, that's how we're removing all teleports. Get fucked. And
I would remove the overworld.
Everyone would quit the game because you would have to walk everywhere, but I'd love it. So
I'd remove the overworld, and it would just become a battle royale screen, and you would just be dropped where you wanted to go.
So what RuneScape would be, it would just be a black screen with action bars and then a text input box. So instead of having to walk to Rax, right, you just type "fight Araxi" and then you would just start hitting your keys.
Text adventure. I
would remove all lamps and just replace them all with stars. So you actually have to do the skill. So you do your own sort of double XP things if you want to, but you still have to train the skill. And I'd put more quests in the game with better rewards.
Yeah, if you were CEO, there better be at least a quest a month.
Yep.
RuneScape ban
every 6 weeks.
Email is our next topic here. Every 6 weeks. That's not enough. I said every month. All right. RuneScape ban email appeal from Mac Tyremore here. Dear RuneScape staff and other players, thank you for addressing the wider audience. I appreciate that, since this is a public forum. I don't know if I post this in the correct thread, so please move this thread if it is in the correct place, in the incorrect place. Okay, so I just got an email from jagex that was quote-unquote suspicious behavior on my account. I found that weird because I have not been online for a couple of weeks now. The email address is no reply email from jagex domain. If you click the link or the appeal button, I get directed to a weird Dutch butcher website without HTTPS or HTTP, so I suspect it is a phishing email. You think? Just in case, I changed all my passwords and everything. I thought I'd post it here, just in case. Well, I mean, that's, you know. If RuneScape sends you an email, and you click the link, and it leads you to a Dutch butcher's website, might not be a legitimate email from RuneScape. Just going to take a wild guess.
But at least he was smart enough to immediately go and change all his details, his passwords and such. But again, we've said it, if there's anything like this, log into the game and see if there is one in your in-game box, because they will put a message in there as well.
That is
Never click links, log straight into the game and check the in-game message.
Yeah, that's the best place to go. If you're ever in doubt, instead of clicking a link in an email, just disregard, open a new tab, type runescape.com, go to the account page, check the message center right there, and you don't even have to go, like, yeah, you can do that. Like, you don't even have to launch the account, the actual client.
My bank sometimes sends me emails with things, and I click the link to the short link. I shut it down. I log in through my browser and do it that way. So just in case, I'm not putting any details into a link that's sent to me via an email, whether I think it's legit or not. I will always go directly to the site and have a look at it that way first.
Yeah, that is 100% the best way to go, especially if you value the account behind. I mean, like,
I need my money,
right? And I get it. Like, occasionally you're half asleep and it's like automatic. I've done that once before, like recently.
When you got hacked?
Oh. No. Like, thank God it was just completely harmless, and it was like completely just a benign email that was unrelated to anything at all. But like, I was just opening an email and it was just, hey, click here, and I clicked through to something, and it was just something that was just harmless, but I had mindlessly clicked a link, and I don't do that. Like, that's just not me. And I had done it blindly and just mindlessly, and it was because I had, it was like late at night for me, like 7 o'clock in the evening. I'd taken all my medication, and I learned, don't check your email and after I've taken my medication, because that's when you're absent-minded. And I did that. I just opened an email and I'd clicked right through a link without even thinking about it. It was just an absent-minded automatic action. So I understand what people mean when they say, like, oh, I didn't even think about it. It just happened. So I understand that now. It can be an automatic action, I guess, a subconscious action if you're literally just on autopilot. Luckily for me, it was literally just like, I think I was just reading the news or something, but I didn't mean to open the email. Like, I didn't mean to click the link. It's just mainly the point that I'm trying to get across, and my brain just did it anyway. That's just the freaky part. Anyway, be careful out there is the main point, and don't click links. Don't click scary links you don't know. What else we got here? We're nearing the end of the show, as you might be able to tell. We got like 4 topics to go, I think. Steam release. You want to grab? I got this one here.
Yep. Do you want me to do it?
I got it. It almost didn't load here.
Yep.
You can grab the next one if you'd like. This game needs a Steam release, says Balar69. The player base is dying. The game barely has any advertisement, and the ads that exist are bloody awful. The hell was up with that murder clown? What? Pardon? This game can get a very healthy dose of fresh blood by putting the game on Steam. Not to mention the Steam Hub will be great for posting art and screenshots and guides. There are plenty of MMORPGs that move to Steam and are doing very well. So come on, jagex, do it before it's too late. So, I mean, I don't think that we are in need of posting to Steam, first of all, considering what we just talked about before, at being at an all-time high of 1 million plus subscribers. But
the kickback Steam wants just doesn't make it viable.
Yeah, we were talking about that in the pre-show. Is like Steam takes a ridiculous cut of like 30% of any of their of anything you purchase. Now, RuneScape is free to play, yes, but when you purchase keys or anything like that, like if you need to purchase any sort of microtransactions, they are going to ask you to add money to your Steam wallet first, and then purchase those items through RuneScape, thusly taking a cut of the profit. So that's how that ends up working. So because that's how I PlanetSide Arena is coming out January 29th, I believe. Pre-order it now if you want to get those sweet pre-order bonuses. They're all cosmetics. You probably don't give a shit, but I highly recommend anyone who's in love with the PlanetSide franchise or likes battle royales or just likes first-person shooters. If you're into the Unreal Tournament style or Quake style, a first-person shooter from back in the day, I highly recommend PlanetSide Arena. It's going to be that Quake-style first-person shooter. huge, massive, 250 plus, 1,000 plus arena style shooter.
I'm gonna be honest with everybody.
Yeah,
if PlanetSide Arena doesn't succeed, I think that might be it for Magebit. So you should go buy it. That way it succeeds.
Yeah. If PlanetSide Arena doesn't succeed, it's probably the last video game that I'm ever gonna buy. And I'm just gonna play RuneScape for the rest of my life and never I'm just gonna be a cynical bastard about all video games, or at least all trend video games, because I will be fully. Well, at least here's the thing: Daybreak Games has scammed me multiple times, so I'm fully willing.
God, that is, you need to make that Reddit post. Just Daybreak Games has scammed me multiple times.
And here's the thing: I know that, and I made that Steam post. I posted it on Steam. I'll read it. If I can find it, I'll read it. But I bought the collector's edition, basically. Not the super, there is no super collector's edition, but I bought the founder's edition that's $40. It's not super expensive. There's the $20 and the $40 edition, but basically the $40 edition gets you the battle pass, so you can play.
But if you had bought the regular edition, you could have doubled the player base and bought a second copy for someone else.
Yeah, but then you want the battle pass, so it's if you want the battle pass, why wouldn't you buy the bundle? So buy the bundle and then you get the battle pass. So it's just it makes sense, and everything's half off right now because it's still in pre-order. So why wouldn't you get it half off? It makes sense to buy it half off. And here's the other thing. This is what I wanted to point out. You bastardized my entire point. The entire point I was trying to make was it's on the Steam launcher. They have their own launcher, the Daybreak Games launcher. They could have put it on the Daybreak Games launcher, and they didn't. Why? Because Steam has a huge liberal return policy. If the game sucks and no one plays it, you can return it. If they put it on the Daybreak Games launcher, nobody could have returned it. That's what I don't get. They really went out on a limb here.
I think for them it's audience.
Yeah, I think they really are just trying to...
Much like why I laughed at jagex making their own launcher, I think Daybreak knows that their launcher isn't popular enough to drive sales.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And they want sales over...
Well, here's
weird because I feel like MMOs,
yep,
in many, and obviously there are a lot of MMOs in launchers now, but it's weird because World of Warcraft isn't a launcher, but I don't even consider it a launcher because it's just World of Warcraft. But I don't know, I don't think MMOs like other games have to exist within a launcher to get that publicity. And also I don't think people have this myth that Steam is what it was 8 years ago, where it was actually a functional place to find good games. Steam is a dumpster fire now.
I know.
That's 99% garbage games that were made in a night that are literally just keyword spamming to try to make money off whatever is popular that day. That is what so much of Steam is. It is hard to find good quality things in there.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go to somewhere like Discord, I browse the Discord and Epic stores constantly just to see cool new indie titles. I don't do that on Steam because it's just a shit show.
No, Steam requires curation.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't think Steam does not have the discoverability it did 8 years ago, but everyone thinks it did. So they're put your game on Steam, it'll get discovered, and that's not true anymore. Unless it goes viral in the platform, then of course that'll work, and Steam will promote it. But smaller games, they don't have the advertising space that they did on Steam before because it's just so overfilled with crap.
You are right about that. The Steam is overfilled with garbage. There's tons of just games made to be just there to make money and nothing else. And that it is sad, and that's I think why we're finally seeing other markets pop up. And we were discussing those in the pre-show a little bit.
Yeah, I almost think it would be smarter to put RuneScape on the Epic launcher than it would to be to try to put it on Steam.
Yeah, it might be. You bring up a valid point.
Just to get back to it, though, this guy's saying about it dying. I mean, we saw what OSRS has done, but even the mining and smithing updates. I mean, we're sitting on 32,000 players at the moment in RS3. Now, you go back, 2 months ago, and we were averaging 22, 23,000 if we were lucky at this time of the day when we were doing the podcast. That's a 30% increase.
Yeah, I feel like I've said it for a long time, and that is that all it takes is a few good months, and like the player base shifts.
Returns. Yep.
Like that's what's been proved over and over again. Like I've said it probably last time I was on the show, but when I started playing the game in 2015, OSRS was basically a joke at the time of a game that had no audience. And yeah, they have a huge audience now. And RuneScape has lost some, but all it takes is a major good update, like -3 rework, and we were at like 40,000 people for like a week there.
Exactly.
Every day on average. Not just day one, for a week, like sustained playing.
That's it. And we're looking really at an off time. What is it? 5 p.m. on a Friday night in the UK. So, what's the
Lee Com's saying we've been peaking at about 40K during the last 2 weeks consistently.
Yep. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So, you can't say that the game's dying. And, these type of updates are bringing people in. And it shows that reworks on these skills. We don't necessarily need new skills if they do rework some of those older ones that do need it done. That to me, that's as good as a new skill in itself.
That's the most exciting thing to me about the mining and smithing rework. Like, I think it was well done. I think it could have been better. I don't think it's going to make the kind of money I wanted it to, but I never expected to make the kind of money I wanted it to. Like, I dream of it to make, that smithing could make 10 mil an hour. That would be amazing, but I never actually expected that. I just wanted that. But the community reaction, and like, I've seen multiple Reddit posts that are like, we need this for woodcutting and fletching next. Like, that's the next thing you need to do, jagex. And I think that's great, because I think that's going to I think I was really worried about this update coming out and bombing, and then jagex saying, okay, well, fuck reworks, fuck trying to make skilling profitable. Because they put so much the way they talked about this update like 6 months ago, they said like it's super important, we want to see how this update goes. It means like what if we rework stuff in the future or not. And I was worried they were putting too much into one update. Luckily, it seems to have turned out well, so it's good. Maybe it's good for me that they put that much hope into it, because it means that I'll see the game. Because I agree with you. I think the game. Yeah. I think RuneScape is in a place where it needs mostly reworks and then other content to fill it in.
And I think they've done, they've laid a roadmap on how to make it successful. So I think the next one will still be a huge job. It won't be as difficult a job because they've got that roadmap there and they sort of understand what they need to do and look at and things.
Yeah, I mean, especially like doing a magic and the woodcutting and fletching would be interesting, because they have to talk about weapons or how they're going to do that. But yeah, you're absolutely right that they know a direction that works, and now they also know in a month they're going to know what didn't work about the mining smithing rework, and then they're going to they won't put those updates into the next one.
I would like to see something in the rune crafting and crafting side of things for magic and ranged armor. But I mean, I'm happy to wait a couple of years if they, because if I know it's going to happen, I know they've got this successful. Okay, let's work on the woodcutting and fletching, which, as you said, is not going to require. I mean, okay, you've got your bows, you've got your arrows and things like that, but we can. It's not as big a deal as actual armor and full-on weapons in this thing. So they've had a really successful thing. They've got a good roadmap there, and I think it just bodes well for the game going forward. I think this beginning of their 5-year skilling plan, this was they've really started off on the best foot forward.
Well, and I think it's funny because obviously I don't think any of us have been this, but some people are negative about last year. But I don't know why. You can look at last year laying the groundwork for this. Like, deep sea fishing, but we also had idols. We also had safe cracking. Those were all updates that were trying to add like a different level of complexity to skilling that I think now, like especially like safe cracking, there is a clear like connection to safe cracking and how mining and smithing or how mining works.
Blaycom brings up a valid point. I just want to, if I may, just interdict because I think it's valid. As much as I agree, because as much as I love the mining and smithing rework as well, I would also want like 2 extra teams on board for RuneScape updates because the other half of 2018 was barren because of it. So like they would need to plan around doing another rework if they were to do one, because it would take, it takes the resources of of developing a new skill to do a rework.
Yep. Oh, exactly. And they did say they're going to be hiring more people.
Yeah.
That last thing we said, next year they're going to have a lot more people working there than they've ever had before.
Which is awesome. So hopefully they can support that, because I want, I'm really hoping that reworks are like, hopefully in the player's eyes, now that we've seen what they can be, maybe we do those instead of an elite skill. Like, I'm not against another elite skill, but good.
I honestly don't think the game needs another skill for a good 5 years at least.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have said
that way
3,
we can sit and we can think about what we actually want it to be.
I'll be right back. Continue.
And we can also fix the current skills. Exactly. As much as I love a new skill, there is not a hard. Try to think of I can think of skills that would be cool, but I can't think of a skill that needs to be in the game.
No, and that's exactly right. And there's nothing that is necessary. We have to have this for the future of the game. I mean, new skills are great; they can add them on, but a rework of what we have here and bringing everything up from. I mean, let's face it, a lot of these skills go back to the early 2000s. Well, bringing them up into current era and making them useful and things. You're totally right. I mean, 5 years is probably a good thing to look at for a new skill, especially with the the comp cape rework and all these other things that they are doing. I think I would have said 3 years, but sort of thinking as you said that, 5 years is probably a good option if we get a couple of reworks done out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're talking about skills. I think construction needs to be the next skill they rework. I don't think I think construction was.
Construction needs to be done, but
it's the second. I think mine and smithing were clearly the most useless, skills in the game, because they were just there to get XP and then turn an hour to make money. Fire making, except it has a PVM use. It has a slight PVM use, because it's burning magic logs to get your extra hit points.
But even that was really only level 80.
Well, no, it's not actually a huge use, but it does make it more useful than some other skills. And construction, I think, is one that just feels definitely useless in the game.
Yep. Yeah, I would. Yeah, construction is the one I would love to see. And I want to have all 3. If I'm level 99, I want to have all menagerie, so I can put all my pets in my house at once. I don't want to have to choose between them.
God, that would be so much lag.
No, I'd put them all at different ends of the house, so I can just go and visit them all. But at least they're all there.
How many pets can you have in game?
18 in your house at once.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying, if you could have all your pets in your house at once, and you had every pet in the game, it would be.
Oh, of course, but but each of them allows 18 on. In each menagerie, I'd be happy.
Gotcha.
Pet park, bring it in. Come on, let's go. Bring it back.
Hey, let's just turn the old MA area into a big zoo. We just have little cages where we put all our. We can fill with our little
ranchers going.
breeding your little general Gradors together.
Let's see what we got up next on the docket here.
We have my idea on how to fix RS3. Oh, it's been moved.
Where'd it go?
It's okay. I'm just clicking on it now. Click here to view the thread. They've moved it to existing game content.
Okay, cool. I'll let you read it.
Okay. This is from Grudge Raker.
Ew.
He says, my idea on how to fix R3. Hey, let's face it. Whilst many people like both OSRS and RS3, RS3 has several problems.
Hey,
For me, it could be greatly improved if Legacy mode was actually a viable option. In the current state of things, Legacy mode is so underpowered that if you play Legacy mode, you just play OSRS. I'm not trying to pit people against each other. I just like to go back on my main account from many years ago and enjoy playing the current game. Now, Legacy is overpowered in a few areas. I mean,
even mining and smithing now.
Yeah, that's it. No, if you want a Legacy game, go and play OSRS. Right. I mean, that's what it's there for you for. Okay, I want to play on my original account. Well, play on your original account. Just start him up again. You know, he's just over there. Tofurius is the first answer here. Says, as long as Legacy stays in fear, I'd still rather see it removed altogether. Blackwing, honestly, it's a mess for a game to have two combat systems like RS3 has, so it'd be far better to just get rid of one of them and focus on the remaining one as best can be. And since OSRS already has Legacy combat and EOC works now, it'd be silly to have both games with the same combat. So Legacy should just be... Wow!
Well, I didn't expect that.
Blackwing, okay, you've raised yourself slightly in my eyes.
You just made yourself even worse.
Sorry?
Legacy is like such a great thing for returning players. Removing it would possibly
be silly, yeah. And that's it. But I mean, I think it's overpowered for what it is. But you know, it's only overpowered at a few bosses. It's great for skilling and such. And as you said, if there are returning players, especially with mobile coming out, and we're looking at maybe bringing back some of those older players into RS3, you don't want to overwhelm them if they do have a Legacy.
jagex supporting the Legacy combat system and the Legacy UI are both extremely important because of returning players. And I know that literally from first-hand experience, because the first month that I played RuneScape, it was on Legacy combat and the Legacy UI. Yep. I didn't want to have to because NIS made no sense and EOC made no sense. So I just Legacy'd it up. And that was back when Legacy was garbage, and I didn't even care.
That's it. And that's it. That was when we had Momentum as well.
I tried out Momentum. It made 0 sense to me.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's why they got rid of it and put in Revolution, which was the best update they did was Revolution. It made it a lot better. But and I think if they had have released Revolution before they released OSRS, we may never have seen OSRS. But you know, we can't go back and change things now. But I don't think, as much as I hate Legacy, I agree with Hannah. You can't remove it for returning players and people who just want to use that simple combat system and do it. But don't complain and don't make it OP. And when you do want to go and do bossing and such, I mean, why are you going to cripple EOC players by making Legacy easier to go and boss with? No, you need to have it. You use your Legacy as a training and as an introductory type thing, and then move them into. I
mean, the thing is, like, Legacy bossing is fine. You just have to expect slower kill times, and obviously not gonna work at stuff like racks where you need freedom and shit. But I mean, you could Legacy combat God Wars 2 if you wanted to. I mean, you would probably need multiple people, and your kills would be slow. But whatever, like, it's a video game. If that's how you want to play it, then that's how you play it.
Exactly.
All right. Let's see. I have the other topic ready to go if we want to continue on here.
Let's
Sooty
go.
has a topic here called Computer Mobile, but no console. Hello, all. Sorry if this is in the wrong place. Everyone wants to start that off. It's like everyone's afraid of the moderators on the RuneScape forums.
Because they're moving everything.
Yeah.
Remember the post I made, they moved when I cracked.
Well, so, like, that's the thing. Aren't your forums poorly designed if you have to move so many freaking posts? That's what I never get.
I was like, that's why it's just like, Reddit's better. It's just like, post, it just goes up or down and nobody cares where it just is.
I mean, there's a room for forums, but if you're moving posts constantly, it probably means you have way too
many forums.
subcategories.
Yeah, too many sub. Yeah, I agree with that. You're right. All right. So I don't want to open a can of worms, especially if it's been opened before. I am a long-standing player, although yes, I've taken breaks. I've always played.
Whoa.
Yeah. Blow any minds there?
Admit to that.
Yeah, I have always played with mouse and keyboard, even when I play on Xbox and PlayStation. They are connected, just in case. My question is, if we use HTML support within the game, unless my client is that old, or is it updated without me knowing? But now that Xbox and PlayStation are supporting HTML without major issues, what the fuck am I reading? Why can't I allow access to connect to server via media download straight from jagex or third-party? Let me read this. Third-party supplier, for example, Playboxy. Playing via their support and authorization from your account linked via main website for console support would disable many problems with botting, and as the console buttons are set, the developer of the game within the code, meaning the one output, one input, would be followed. Give me your ideas, and let's see if it could happen without major work to the game code, meaning multiple years of development for something which ends in separation. What? Want to keep the community together? I offer a solution. Sooty. This must have been run through a translator, right? Please tell me.
First post?
I'm a nerd and I didn't understand a word of that. What?
The first post is just don't give up the day job. That's a good response.
I thought you'd like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But Scooty replies to the person who says, "You're being blindsided. It could be possibly think how much is." Jesus Christ!
Let me read it. I'm good at reading nonsense.
Yeah, you.
Hang on. You are being blindsided. It could be a possibility. Think how much is your personal home all connected? Most people don't even need to stand up, turn their lights on for them, or even sort the heating. My day job is being chef. Why would I not want to play the odd time not eating again while sitting on the Xbox or PlayStation? You may say you not have too much money, or say you can have why you want. Yes, maybe I do earn a lot of money for what I do, but most families, well, have at least one console. Their homes, I think, about families could come together. You're right. I don't know enough about developing and am able to do this myself, but it must be possible. Let me know when you would like to talk about abuse. I'm sorry. Let me know when you would like to talk without abuse.
Wait.
Winky face.
I think, is he trying to suggest cross-platform play so he can play it with his family? Is that what he's trying to say?
It's something about a connected home and being able to play cross-platform.
I think he wants to play with his family. Like, he wants to be able to play with his family who has consoles.
I believe so. I think so. I'm a little...
Because that'd be easy to do. Log into both accounts while you're sitting there and going bossing together with on the one unit.
This is the My question is if we have HTML support within the game. I mean, that's where it all kind of goes downhill.
Because we don't anymore. They dropped the HTML5.
Well, that's just like here's the thing. Go ahead, Hannah.
This is the line that makes me think what I was saying there. Yes, maybe I do earn a lot of money for what I do, but most families have at least one console in their homes. Think about how families could come together. That, to me, says he wants to play... He has multiple consoles in his house, so he wants to play RuneScape on all of them with his family. But...
yes, I agree. I believe so. In the title of it, Computer Mobile... but no console makes me believe that yes, because computer and mobile are cross-platform, and you can play the same account on your computer and mobile, but you can't play the same account on console. You can't play any account on console. So my presumption would be yes, he wants to be able to play on console as well.
I can't believe how hard that was to understand.
Yeah, when I've read the first one, I'm sitting here, what? When he's saying all this stuff, I'm, play boxing and third-party suppliers. I thought I was going to throw that in there for Mage to have a look at because I didn't understand a word of it.
So, actually, his English clearly is not his first language. I'm gonna guess.
Is that what it is? See, it's not written like it's a non-native English speaker.
No, it's just like someone who just doesn't.
Exactly. It's written like someone who barely understands technology but knows a lot of buzzwords.
Maybe because and that might be the case because I guess because
there's no non-native language mistake
No, his spelling is perfect. I mean, punctuation's not there, obviously, but his spelling is all fine.
No one knows much on the internet, so yeah.
But I mean, yeah, there's nothing there really.
There's not like a missing word where you.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Subscriber since 2009.
Yeah, I saw that too, and was like, wow.
Should listen to the podcast.
That's one thing that makes me sad is that I don't have a 2005 badge.
He's got 2,277 posts.
I would have a 2000 and mother effing 1 badge, and I'd have a grandfathered rate if I wasn't hacked in 2012. Anyway, unimportant.
You just want to challenge Shane, don't you?
I don't care. It's unimportant.
Are his other posts that's impossible to read? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Is this the Tiger 100 Hall of Fame? They're almost all locked. All right, we're gonna have a little fun.
No, see, this is hey guys, I have just made a new account and would like to buy 199 Dunge and AFK on it as it is a level 3 skiller. Could someone give me a rough idea on prices? This is definitely a native English speaker. That made perfect sense. That was something else written by this guy. So he just doesn't know. He just wrote a post that made no sense.
Do you think he was just trolling there then?
I don't know.
Because I'm reading his clan post here. He could have just copied and pasted this, so I'm gonna go back. Someone else could have written this for him. Let's try the future of CM community management. Let's see if he wrote this. This is all right. Where did he post in here? What's his name again? I forget already.
Scooty.
Thank you.
Scooty.
His name? Where? Oh, maybe he's been posting on this page. What's going on? Or posts hidden? Hang on. Show.
Maybe this isn't supposed to be about RuneScape at all, and that's why it's so confusing to us.
Let's see here. What are you listening to on your iPod right now? Oh, this is really weird. This is just random facts about Scooty that I really don't care about. My work handbook. I don't know. Why. Let's leave the poor kid alone. Moving along.
I know what it's not about. It's not supposed to be about RuneScape at all. I don't know. That's the only way I can make sense of this. But the title is Computer Mobile, but no console, so it has to be. I think he's just complaining about the cross-platform of consoles on the RuneScape forums.
Yeah, no, I think we've come to that conclusion. Yeah.
But not because he wants anything. But not because of RuneScape. This guy's very lost on the internet.
Okay. It's okay. We can't help him.
Let's move on before I die.
Yeah, we got one more post to go here.
The obligatory I got scam post.
Yeah, this is by Primal Wolf. Dear RuneScape users and mods, I just turned member and didn't learn about the new smithing stuff. While trading a Zeros plate body, 15 million, I got offered full Elder Rune +5, which point out in market value 50 million. I thought I made a sweet deal. Turns out people are not even willing to give 5 million for full Elder Rune +5. The question is, did I got scammed by RuneScape itself? Should a game which I got paid €80 for protect me from mistakes like this? Why the Grand Exchange, controlled by RuneScape, price it at 50 mil, which people didn't even want to get for free? Why Hello, RuneScape, your new updated fucked the economy harder than Brexit. Well, fuck England. And that
it's not much about Brexit if that's what he thinks.
like that just got fucking real. Like, Jesus Christ.
So
Like, holy fuck, dude.
I partially agree with this guy. I think the fact that the GE, like, I think one of the biggest flaws of the GE is the fact that prices are hidden, and therefore you can easily get scammed, especially if like a new item comes out and you're a relatively new player. Like, it's actually a big problem. I don't know how you solve it, but it is actually
it can definitely, it's definitely a problem. I don't know how you solve it either.
Or they just leave no price in the GE, and
maybe on it.
So you can't do those kind of scams on the way other like GE things work is you see a list of every item that's listed and you see the price. So like you see, like Magebit listed this item for 50 mil. That's what it would say. It wouldn't say put in an offer and see if you get anything. It would literally have all the offers listed, and then you would choose which offer you want to bid on.
What if?
Which I'm not saying should come to RuneScape, but that's how other games do it. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I apologize. My brain was formulating a possibility while you were talking, so I didn't really get to hear what the other games do, and I might want to hear that. But what if, when you were trading, for the noob, and if somebody put up a new item that had a crazy value, and they offered it, and there was a wild disparity in price, a warning popped up that said, like, warning, this item is currently, like, fluctuating wildly in price. Be careful trading it. Huh?
No, that would be great. That's actually a really smart idea. If they just had like a back end, or even just like this item is new thing that happened every trade of an item. For like a month.
It would be like, warning. Yeah, this item is new to the market. Be careful buying and selling with this specific item.
You could make the same thing for rares, but you're like, this is a rare item. The value. Max cash warning on party hats and shit too. That way people don't get
GE value may not represent actual value of item,
Yep.
Yeah. And maybe maybe you can have a look at a list of the last 10 that have been sold.
Well, that would be super powerful information to have that would fundamentally change how GE works. I don't necessarily disagree with you.
That would need engine work.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even mean work. I mean in how it would affect the economy. That would have huge economic effects, because right now you cannot see any trade history other than yourself.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And that is being able to see trade history that's not yours actually has major effects on how people.
That's true. Yeah, no, I'll agree there. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying it would be a huge effect.
No, I thinking about it now, right. I don't think it would be such a good idea, because it would affect.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
It would. I mean, it would be
good, but yeah,
it would be amazing if you knew how to use that data. And for the people who knew how to use that data, it would be astronomically useful.
Well, there are great things to it, right? Because it would mean that, like, I could go look at the last, I could go look at the last 10 Santa hats that were bought, and I could know what price I should pay for a Santa. Which is something I can't do right now. Because, like, someone could sell Santa for a bill, someone could sell one for 600 mil. I know I'm making those numbers up, but that could happen. And like, there is that much fluctuation in certain items. So yeah, being able to look at the last 10 and be like, no, the median price from this last 10 is 700 mil, so I'll pay that for the item.
Well, maybe if they do it only on new items there for a month or something, even just a week until we settle it. But see, the problem is, because of GE, if there is a fluctuation in prices, it doesn't represent, because it can only move one way or the other 5% each day. Yeah. And that's like they're listing that at 50 mil, but it's selling for 4 mil. It's going to take forever for it to get down to that point.
The other thing I think they could do is implement, but I think why they don't do that, because they could implement a system where, like, if an item has this much disparity between the last 1,000 sales and the price of this item are, like, there's like more than a 50% difference, in GE value or whatever, then we lower the item to that price. They could do that, but I think what that would cause is just like massive like you wouldn't be able to see what an item price naturally was. Like what they do now is they overlist an item and then people sell it for whatever they want to, and then eventually they drop it down to wherever the market stabilizes to. But basically, jagex doesn't want to undersell or doesn't want to undervalue the cost of something and then have weird market stuff go on. I think is what.
But don't forget they've done that once before where I think it was Mod Timbo went in and did a whole lot of price adjustments on.
Oh yeah, so they do it manually. Yeah. I'm just saying they don't automate it because they don't want it to happen. Like, because like stone spirits are new, right? So they don't want to be changing. Yep. They don't want to change the price. When rune stone spirits were selling for 1 GP each, if they had set the GE price to 1 GP each for those, people would now be getting scammed the other way, where they'd be selling rune stone spirits for 1 GP, even though they're worth 1,000 GP now, or whatever they're worth.
I bought a bunch of adamant stone spirits at like 100 GP each.
Nice. I bought 4,600 at 2 GP each.
Scammer.
I just put an offer in the thing and they come through. But the problem was once on Monday, since Monday when they upped the buy limit, no more come in.
Yeah. I only got about 1,000 of them, but I didn't. I only put 1,000. I could have put more offer in. I just didn't want to. I'm a good person.
No, I put 10,000 in and just left it in there when I come out and just thought I'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I thought it was my rune ones that come in, but it was the.
I like how when there's a merch that Magebit doesn't, it's because he's a good person.
I know. And then when I succeed, it's I'm just blatantly.
When the merch goes well, that's just because it was a righteous merch.
Yeah, this is because I'm a successful entrepreneur. Anyway, that's our last topic for today, I think.
So
yeah, what's up?
Can I add?
Of course.
Topic?
Yeah.
I noticed that I wasn't here for the pre-show. Most of the pre-show, most people don't know that because they didn't. Non-patrons don't know that. I'm saying that because I noticed that the stream for this week wasn't in the show notes. Did either of you watch that stream?
What was it? Probably
it's the combat update stream.
Yeah, I saw it was the combat update stream, so I just didn't watch it. Yeah.
No,
that's why I was trying to. I should have just DM'd both of you, but there's amazing combat changes coming.
Yeah, I'm an asshole for doing that. I know. I'm such a dick.
I am going to watch it over the weekend, but I wasn't going to sit up. It's not one that I'm going to sit up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch.
I was so busy.
I know,
this
but
week.
You're going to be angry at yourself for that because there are major revo changes coming.
I saw that.
I am going to watch it over the weekend.
Like responsiveness changes coming, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What is that?
And also you're going to be able to put.
What does that mean?
An armor, like any of your armor slots are going to be able to be put on your inventory or on your action bar. So like you can drag your necklace slot to your action bar, and then any necklace that's in there will respond to your action bar button.
That I don't even know how to take advantage of, to be honest with you.
Well, think about it. That means that no matter what ring you're wearing, you can have your rig slot instead of having Hazelmere's signet ring
you can just
on your action bar. You have your rig slot on your action bar. So therefore, any ring that you put on will be on your action bar.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's good. Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, it's a major change.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I don't use that. I mean, I go out there. I have my my Luck of the Dwarves is the only thing I ever wear. If I'm slaying creatures that drop bones, I have my Bone Crusher. Or my Demon Horn necklace. Wow. If I am fighting the other.
Well, then here's a better example. The Scrimshaw slot. You now won't have to change Scrimshaws every time you change combat styles because it will just be a slot that the item changes in. That's why it's amazing.
I just want to say today's pre-show is 2 hours even. That's like today's show. How long is today's show? Let's see. How long have we been streaming for? We've been streaming for 3 hours. So if you subscribe for $1, that makes today's show 5 hours.
In that time, I have created a full set of Rune +5, and I have done 3 pieces of my Masterwork.
That's crazy. That's good stuff. Patreon.com/RuneScape. I'm converting the pre-show right now to get it up over.
So I think me trying to make y'all excited for what are, I think, super major combat changes, and you all not being excited is the best example ever of how little you care about PVM, because there's such good changes.
I like PVM, but I'm a revolution player. I'm not a switcher. I don't switch rings. I don't switch weapons. I don't switch styles.
That doesn't matter.
I kill Abbey demons. Literally all I do.
I mean, I'll be going back to...
Okay, when you're training 120 Slayer, and you have to switch from range to melee, you will no longer have to switch your action bars to whatever items you're having to use. That's why it's so cool.
I have been killing Abbey demons to 120 Slayer, and I will continue doing that until I hit 120 Slayer.
You're welcome.
Because I refuse to kill any annoying Slayer creatures. But I'm looking forward to the new Abyssal Slayer creatures that are eventually coming out.
Yes.
Although they might have annoying mechanics, you never know. I am looking forward. The responsiveness mechanics sound cool. Those all the mechanics sound cool. I just don't know if I'll be able to take advantage.
I'm looking
of them.
forward to next week's show where these two have realized how exciting these episodes are.
Well, yeah, that's it. Once I've watched it and sort of understand it a bit, I'm more of a visual person. They're showing me these type of things. Okay, yeah, that'll be better. But yeah, we'll see. I'll watch it.
I'm the type of person you'll have to drag me out and force me to do them, and then I'll be like, oh. Okay, now I see. That's literally what has to happen to me. Anyway, that's what's basically my life. I'm good. Everyone else good? We good?
I am good. I'm always good.
Cool.
Except when I'm bad.
Yeah, don't be bad. I don't want you to be bad. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna switch. So we got a lot of stuff in the works right now. As far as projects go, I can't guarantee my end cap is completely 100% accurate at the moment. Most things will link correctly, but not everything will. So bear with us as we transition to our new websites and everything. But you know, we're getting there. Things are moving along pretty nicely. RuneScape.today is, I think, the only website that isn't fully functional yet. I think it's just a shell at this point. The rest of them work. Anyway, in the meantime, you can find us on the web. RuneScape.club for our clan chat, or our clan website. That's our Rune Clan, Kill, Skill, and Chill. RuneScape.expert. That is my clan following. You can check out my progress there. RuneScape.today, as I just mentioned, that's being worked on right now. That is going to be our RuneScape, kind of like our creative writing and all that stuff, where we post our daily creative stuff per week. More info on that as it develops. You can find us on social media, facebook.com/RSWeekly. Also on Twitter @RSWeekly. Join the Discord, runescape.chat, in your web browser to launch that. RuneScape.video will launch our YouTube channel. Twitch.tv/Magebit to join us on Twitch, or Magebit.tv. If you can, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video on YouTube if you liked this show. Please rate the video on iTunes if you can as well. You can find us in game, kill, skill, the letter N, chill. That's kill, skill, and chill. And again, if you want to support the show, you could do so over at patreon.com/RuneScape. You'll find blogs, pre-shows, and more. Today's pre-show is especially long, over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 32 seconds or so. Pretty
Can I just interrupt there?
Yeah.
We just say once again, we do accept Bitcoin.
Yeah, we're now accepting cryptocurrency at tip.runeweek.com, or one-time PayPal donations. PayPal.me/RSW. You can fund my personal projects at Magebit.me. Poetry coming out every Monday and Thursday. Also posting micro blogs at the $1 level, monthly blogs at the $3 level, and lots of pictures and stuff as well being posted over at Magebit.me. You can also check out there's a free blog over there as well. And a big special thanks to our top Patreon supporters, Sudwood, Ricky A, Michael K, and 15 others. Thank you so much for your support. We wouldn't be able to do the show without you, so again, thank you again. We'll be back to do it all over again next week, so thank you so much. And as always, happy scaping! Stay tuned for repeat if you missed any of the show, and we will put on reruns after that.